Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Tuesday edition. The good news first, we get to talk to our friend Jeff Passen today and our friend Evan Cohen. That's good. Not so good. Brewers lose to the Dodgers in Game 1 at AmFam Field edition. Who writes the teasers for our video programming? Is that you, Jesse?
That would be me, yes.
Brewers, all caps, in trouble after Game 1 loss to Dodgers. Not sure I like that addition. Although the series is now underway because someone has won on someone else's home field edition. Of Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video with Brewers in Trouble on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and of course everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which allows you to get this here program in a very easy-to-use app while we try to get Spotify to get its act together. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in trouble in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from his undisclosed...
What Big Gel do? What Big Gel do?
No, he's in trouble like the Brewers are in trouble. He's in trouble.
Oh.
In trouble. Trouble. Is that going to keep us off Spotify for me singing a Taylor Swift song?
Probably.
And from his undisclosed location, he's the Packers Hall of Famer. He's definitely trouble. But he's not in trouble. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Obviously disappointed with how last night finished, but I'm not even remotely thinking we're in trouble yet. Like, that was a game we could have stolen. Old boy Snelly was fantastic last night. He had our number. I don't know why they didn't pitch him in the ninth. I thought they threw us a bone. Yeah, go ahead.
You were right. Like, I don't have my Tausch was right thing handy, but you talked about get to their pen.
Well, Jason, it doesn't take Jeff Passen or
I
Don
understand,
Petronio.
but that's not. Let's be honest. If we're breaking stuff down, and I'm not saying that you're not smart across.
You're
obviously
saying it.
You're an NBA.
You
are
are
an
saying
NBA
it.
insider. You're a tennis minute guy. You do all the stuff.
I am a
I'm
tennis
not saying,
minute guy.
but your area of expertise is professional football, and to watch that, or I was listening to it because I was walking the dogs, listening to Levering. To hear that bottom of the ninth inning, that was the first thing I thought of. Tausch told him, hey, get to their pen. We're going to pen our way to a championship. Not quite, but you were right. No. And I just thought it was important to point that out. Now you
if I watched, as I said all season, I watched more Brewers baseball or consumed more Brewers content than I have in a while because of this team. Miz and all of the different reasons. It's been a fun season, and it's a resilient group. You obviously don't want to lose Game 1. There's a little bit of a hangover effect after an emotional win like what you saw. And I go back to what Mike McCarthy, who may become the new head football coach for the Tennessee Titans. Who knows? I think that actually is a great spot for him if that's something he's interested in. But he would always tell us, and we all thought it was nuts, but then I hear Nick Saban says this. You start listening to coaches that have a big pedigree. Handling success and being able to – it is the hardest thing in sports because when you put a bunch of competitive dudes or gals in a room and you have everybody telling you stink and that you can't do something, everybody bows up. It's the whole rat poison bit. And none of these guys, this wasn't a rat poison game because everybody thinks that the Dodgers are better. And I'm sure when Jeff Passen comes on, he's going to tell us the Dodgers are better. And last night, the Dodgers were better. They put a lot of pressure on us. We didn't put any pressure on them for the entire night. Snell just had it working. So I'm not going to sit here and panic. Now, if we lose tonight with Freddy Fastball and go down 0-2 to go have 3 games out in L.A., panic button will be hit tonight if we don't win. Mm-hmm. That I do know. So let's get a win. Let's get a split. Let's get on our business. Go out, take 2 out of 3 out there, and then have 1 out of 2 to come home and get it done. That, to me, is our formula trying to do it. But I don't want to face Snell anymore. I don't know if it's going to get any better. Like we were a fishing team last night. You know, you tell our kids, you don't want to be casting. You want to take good cuts. Everybody last night, that change-up away, Contreras, Yelich didn't look like he had a clue against the lefty. He was
really good yesterday.
Like, if we play him again, I think you got to move Yelich down in the order. Now, it was struggle city for Yelich. I don't know if he made contact last night. Did he against him? If he did, it was like a rollout, like a little baby grounder to the second baseman.
I think he had a ground ball late,
It was all about go, reach and swing. And listen, there's nothing harder to do than hit a baseball. I am not saying that. But all I'm saying is that's what happened last night. How many real solid, contactable balls did we see outside of maybe Chourio? Who contacted the ball in any meaningful way last night? Till the 9th. Nobody.
Yeah. So he was great, obviously. I mean, the discussion that Levering
I don't like
was
single-digit numbers on pitchers either. It just looks weird to me.
The things that bother you are
7?
fascinating to me.
Well, isn't that weird? Like single-digit pitchers?
No.
21, 34. Like, I want the old school. Like, he looked like we brought in the shortstop to pitch last night. That's what that looks like to me. Mickey Mantle was 6. He didn't pitch.
I'll say this: if your pitcher is usually a shortstop and he pitches like that, he should be a pitcher.
In Little League, the coach's kid was always the shortstop.
League, the pitchers are the shortstop.
Yep, shortstop and the pitcher and the coach's kid.
Hey, even though we looked like Little League hitters last night, I just don't like single-digit pitchers numbers.
Okay.
That's all.
If we're going to talk about Little League, which I think is apt that you said that, and I want to be very careful here because on a rare occasion here, I have a strong opinion on something. At the same time, I don't want to be that guy telling fans what to do. That is not a good role for me. But are we really going to kill Bryce Terang for not allowing himself to be hit by that pitch when it is an instinctive, reactionary thing to avoid a ball coming at you? Are we really going to kill him for that? Is that what we're doing?
Nobody's killing him. They're saying that
I got texts
people
from
are saying
friends
he should have.
No, like how do you get? Look, one of my favorite human beings on the entire planet is Wes Hodkiewicz. Okay, we love Wes. Does a great job at Packers.com. A wonderful human being. I love the guy. But again, I understand. I don't have the fan gene anymore, so I don't understand. But Wes fires off a tweet. The pitch off your inside thigh to tie the NLCS game? Nope. Fastball thrown at Loge level of AmFam? Oh, you're swinging at that. Like, that people are killing him for not allowing himself to get hit by a pitch. Jonathan Lucroy is on Twitter defending him, trying to explain that you react to the ball. You can't no, I'm going to let this hit me as it's coming. Like, can you tell me, as the expert of all things, I'm sure you got hit by a pitch or two during your baseball career.
I did, yes.
Did you ever intentionally, I always think of the kid on your team, and I was not a great hitter. I was a good hitter in Wilson Park baseball and in high school. But if you go up there hoping to get a walk or hoping to get hit by a pitch, then you've already lost. And so I didn't understand why people were, especially for a guy who hit a critical home run in the clinching game, man, people turned quickly. There were a lot of people that were crushing him. Help me understand what I'm missing here, because I thought that was IPT.
So there is what you're always looking for, and this is why experience does still matter. I still want talent over experience all day. But if Don Baylor, R.I.P. Don Baylor, the greatest of all time in getting hit by pitch, you have to understand what circumstance you're in. And normally, 100% I agree. Like natural instincts, that's why when people will say, well, we're going to change this quarterback's arm angles and we're going to change his throwing motion. And that's all cute when you're out in July or you're out in June with no pass rush and, oh, you're doing it. You revert back to your instincts, your training. That's why you practice and you train. And for everybody to assume, hey, you sit in there like Happy Gilmore at a batting cage after hockey tryouts failed and just take 100 balls off your chest. Nobody does that but Happy. Old boy last night, your natural instinct is get out of the way. Now, if you could, and in your mind know old boy is coming hard with a fastball inside, and if I take it off the shin, we tie the game, he's going to do it 100 out of 100 times. You don't know that. Your instincts are get out of the way, and then I'm going to go make a big hit next. And like you said, he had a big hit in whatever, 7th or 8th inning last week, or last Saturday. So I'm with you, but that's where experience and understanding what do I need at this time. If that's a veteran player, does Yelich stay in there and take that? I don't know the answer to that. I would think that he'd be more apt to, okay, I just need to find a way on. You know who I think almost certainly would have? Contreras.
Don Baylor.
I feel like Don Baylor for sure would have. The all-time greatest in getting hit by pitches is Don Baylor. Matter of fact, he's one of those guys people would complain to. The ball was over the middle of the plate, and Don Baylor got hit. Like, that's how Don Baylor approached it. Don Baylor is a 25-year veteran of Major League Baseball, too. He played forever, managed, and do all that. So I get your point, but with Wes and with all these with our fans, we just so badly want this. And that was our gateway into tying the game. And we all know how hard it is in the postseason to manufacture and get runs. So I would bet the next time this scenario, if it does happen again, and there's a ball that's hanging that far inside, pitchers don't miss by that much. That's why it's a story. As we tell our kids, we got ice. We got ice. We'll tell our kids that. If something comes inside and it's way inside the plate, your job is to get on base. That's your job.
And we've got ice.
You could say we got ice. And half the time we don't even have ice. A little secret to our kids, and I know some of them listen. We don't even have ice. We got to go to the concession stand to get ice. We're not like carrying a cooler of ice around with us, but we have access. We should, if we really wanted to be specific about it, we'd say
have ice at
we
the
have
concession
access
stand
to getting you ice within a reasonable amount of time. That should be our new motto instead of just we got ice.
We have trained medical staff standing by in case of an injury.
No, we don't have trained medical staff. No.
So
we have access to ice.
And I would, if you want to be mad at him for swinging at that final pitch that was very high, fine. But I was really surprised that people were, including,
Jason,
I was on Jen Gabe and Shuey.
We're so close. We're so close. And every game matters immensely. So, no, but you just said you don't have the fanatic gene, so you don't understand.
Well, I understand how people react to things, certainly.
But if you're not a fanatic about it, you don't, Jay.
Right,
I guess that's the difference. So you, rational, I'm not interested, I just want to see and tell the story, you don't look at it and say, take the hit, man. take the bruise and get the run, because you're looking at it from, Johnny Rational saying, but fans aren't rational. We're in the blanket NLCS and we want to go to the World Series. So, yeah, it ain't your thigh that needs ice. So you don't get it. I see what Wes is saying. Wes probably is just all in on all these pitches. He wants the Brewers to advance.
He was at Game 5. He loves his Brewers.
So, yes.
I get it. I'm just saying, it's one
I get
thing
it.
If you
I
do
really get it.
I do. But what I'm saying is, there are other things that a player can do to screw something up where you can say, okay, that was just a mistake. This is like fight or flight, right? Like, this is in your DNA that you react. If a bee comes and flies by you, the big athletic Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher still runs like a little girl trying to get away from the bee. We all do it, right? It is just the reaction.
If
you don't think about it, you just do it.
No, it's all obviously, if there's nothing else there, you're right. But there's not. It's a different scenario. If you get a beautiful cousin sub sandwich and there's a bee sitting there, you have to give up your cousin sub, or you have a bee buzzing around you, you're probably going to say, all right, I'm going to have the sandwich. Or if, in this case, you're going to get a hit batsman, you get to advance. You don't know if you're going to still win the game or not, but you know this, your chances of winning. Guys will play on broken legs and torn rotator cuffs and busted up knees, and you don't think a guy will take a ball off his shin to win? Of course they will. But you're right. You have to understand that part of it. And if he had it again right now and you asked him, he'd say, I'll sit in there and I'll take it off the noggin.
He would. You don't think he regrets not getting hit by the ball?
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
And that's what we're talking
my point.
about.
All right. Don't have regrets about window replacement. I know some people who felt those pangs of regret because they didn't have Gina Della and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin do their entire house. And then they experienced the difference. So don't have those regrets. Call Gina Della and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, when it comes to your home, or if it comes to the bottom of the ninth inning and you're down one, and the smart play is to just lean into it, we got ice. Or the smart play, for certain, without any variables, is to trust Gina Della and her great team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. This month only, score a whole month of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. Zero interest for up to 60 months. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable thanks to incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping all of the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Yeah, thanks to Josh DiMaggio. I was going to mention this as well because I was watching. I didn't see it live. I was walking the dogs, listening to Levering. I heard he's so good. We love Levo. I love listening to baseball on the radio. It goes back to being a kid listening to Bob Uecker as I fell asleep every night in the summer. But when I then saw the video of it, and Josh just pointed this out in a text to us, Turang, the first thing Turang does is he looks in the dugout knowing, I couldn't help it. I got out of the way. I wish I hadn't. Which, I don't know, maybe that's in his psyche then when he swings and misses, trying to make up for that. I don't know. But he knew. So I just don't see the point in piling on. That's my argument. Speaking of piling on, we may pile on Jesse. Because Jesse didn't choose the Brewers in Trouble headline for the video stream because he was trying to boost engagement in all caps, trying to get people's attention. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Jesse thinks they are in trouble. He will explain himself.
Don't win tonight. Yeah.
Whether we like it or not. Next, it's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash game show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Courtney Cronin.
You lose the locker room when you lose games in dumb fashion, when you can't get the ball into the landing zone on a kick, like they did on that Thursday night game the week before against Seattle, when this prevents you from going up 28-6 in the fourth quarter, and you let the door open for Tennessee to come back and win that game. That's how you lose the locker room, not based on a very normal and human reaction from Jonathan Gannon here. And I'm not condoning violence, anybody striking a player, but let's be real. He didn't punch him. He looked like, from the fan video, Canty saw the same fan video that you and I have seen. There is one that is out there. Slaps him in those chest pads and looks like he's saying, come on. I'm surprised nobody else did that on the sideline. And maybe they did. Maybe nobody else had their camera out to capture the moment.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
The 24th annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 28th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Baird Center. Green Bay Packers all-time leading receiver and Super Bowl champion Donald Driver will be the featured guest and keynote speaker. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp's STEAM-based education program to thousands of K-3 through 5th grade students and educators across Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Peter in the ESPN Madison YouTube chat. When I was in high school, I came to the plate with the bases loaded. My coach called me over and said, lean into one.
Let me guess, Peter wasn't one of their better hitters.
Well, so, like, I struck out with the bases loaded when I was playing baseball. I also got a hit once. It was really euphoric to actually come through in that situation. I understand that professional athletes, I understand a lot of people are invested in this heavily. We all have our moments, too, where we're maybe afraid of the moment or were negative about something. I was the one saying I didn't want them to play the Cubs. Hunter had that whole rant Game 5 that was then, he soundgraphed himself, and the Brewers won. Now, I'm curious if we're going to have I hope we have another moment like that here, because Jesse seems to think that the Brewers are cooked. Is that an accurate depiction of your position, Cronin?
No, I'm not saying they're cooked. I'm not bringing out Dunzo the Clown. No.
Oh, boy.
So last week we talked a lot about Freddy Peralta going into Game 4 against the Cubs and whether he was going to start, and then when he was announced as the starter, and then obviously the fallout from the start. So I went back, and I thought after that game, and we were talking about it the next day, Freddy Peralta does not appear to be a big game pitcher in his career with the Milwaukee Brewers.
Soundgraph.
And I got some numbers for you. In 2023...
Oh, my God. Jesse did research?
Yeah,
Who sent you those numbers?
You know what's so funny? I asked Jesse to research, and he gives me a look like I stole his dog. Jesse, I'm intrigued. Continue. You have me intrigued.
2023 NL Wild Card Game 2 against the Diamondbacks. Freddy Peralta, 5 innings, 4 runs, 3 hits, 2 walks. 2024 Game 1 NL Wild Card against the Mets. 4 innings, 3 runs, 2 hits, and a walk. 2025 NLDS Game 4 against the Cubs. 4 hits, 3 runs, all in the first inning, 2 walks. His best start was against the Cubs in Game 1. By the way, that's the only game he's pitched in his playoff career that the Brewers have won. 1-7 in his appearances in the playoffs, and he didn't start games until a couple of years ago. And he gave up a home run in that game that he pitched against the Cubs in Game 1. If Brandon Woodruff was on the team right now, if there was a different scenario here where you didn't have to throw Freddy Peralta in a must-win game, I would feel better about it. Sure, Teddy Higuera, why not?
Sheets.
He has not shown to be a big game pitcher thus far, and I hope I'm proven wrong. I'll be in attendance with my mom tonight. I'll be cheering. I'll be waving the rally towel like crazy, cheering him on, but I am nervous because playoff baseball is all about stealing games and not necessarily building towards something better later in the series. And last night was a prime opportunity when it looked like the Brewers were cooked to steal a victory in the 9th inning and not being able to do so.
They got dominated for the majority of the game, though. Can we agree on that?
Yes, entirely. They got Don Larsoned last night. Blake Snell, the first pitcher in baseball to throw 8 innings against the minimum since Don Larson's perfect game in the 1956 World Series.
That was a great stat, by the way.
They got Don Larson last night and still almost won the game. That was a prime opportunity because of how good the bullpen was to steal one. And I'm nervous now going into tonight. I've got the nervous energy back with Freddy Peralta going for the Brewers tonight against the Dodgers.
Well, can I help you? Let me help you because since everybody is stat lining and getting information, my boy Antony just sent me this because he is as big a Brewer fan as I know. I'm asking, so what do you think? We got to win tonight, right? And his response is, yeah, it's a big one. Freddie will get it done. And here's what I think should give Brewers fans a little respite. In 2011 and in 2018, the Milwaukee Brewers won Game 1. How'd that turn out? Did we end up winning those series? I'm asking. I'm just asking.
We did not. We did not win those series.
Okay.
Yeah. Mix it up.
All right. There we go.
So that's maybe they are cooked. If we're already going to, hey, won the first game in those other series that we lost, I think I'd always rather win than lose, even if history's against us.
It's tough to beat that analysis.
You know, the best hitters for the opposing team are typically 1 through 5 in the lineup.
Yeah, they usually bat those guys earlier. Yep, that's what I heard. Ain't going
We need to get ready for
get any better analysis than that. I'll promise you that. So, Jesse, you believe Freddie is a great regular season pitcher and he is not a big game pitcher. Is that what I'm hearing?
We're going to need the best start of Freddy Peralta's playoff career tonight for the Brewers to feel good going to L.A. tied 1-1. Because
I can agree his game one against the Cubs was good. He gave up a run.
It was good despite the leadoff home run.
That's all we need from him tonight. Mm-hmm. That's what we need tonight. I don't need him to be Nolan Ryan tonight.
I mean, that'd be nice.
Or Snell. I guess I don't need him to be
Was
Snell.
Nolan Ryan great at the postseason?
Blake Snell is really who we want him to be tonight, yeah.
I'm not going to have anybody smear Nolan Ryan's name. I tell you that. He is the GOAT.
I love Nolan Ryan. I have a bobblehead of him. He was one of my favorites.
I think Oral Hershiser's the gold standard when it comes to starting pitching in the postseason. Oral, the Bulldog Hershiser, is the GOAT.
I appreciate you understanding my point. Nolan Ryan made the postseason 5 times in his
the 86
career.
Astros with Mike Scott's forkball. I love that 86 Astros team, and unfortunately he didn't get it done against the Mets.
He did win a World Series with the Mets in 1969. And he was still pitching in 1986 with the Houston Astros. He also went in 79, 80, and 81 with the Angels and the Astros. His career ERA in the postseason, 3.86. So maybe he'll be better than maybe.
He threw 150 pitches though too. He didn't. There weren't no bullpen games with Nolan. He was going to go, and he's still throwing upper 90s back then. And he didn't have all this other stuff. He was, eating beef jerky and chewing on grass.
And drinking Coors Light in the locker room after the game.
Am I doing a Coors Light read here? Is that what you're saying?
You are now.
All right. Whether you're tailgating pregame, pitching in 1969, although I don't think we started till 78, so we might have to move that back. Coors Light is brewed.
Coors Light right here. I got to go back and look.
No, it's later in the show, but no big deal. Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered A. I'll lean into it, Jason. I'll take one off the big old keister, and I'll have a Coors Light with it. And it is made to chill the mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans. Make sure they are blue. You can use that to ice down after you take one off the shin. And you can chill after you do that. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
That was yesterday's show sheet.
Shocker.
Can I just... People are angry texting. I'm not saying the Brewers are cooked.
You are saying.
No, I am nervous. I am nervous about tonight's game. We're going to need Freddie in a big way that he has not done in his last several postseason starts.
Evan Cohen, you're not the only one who's nervous, but you're kind of the only one who's putting himself out there saying that they're not cooked, but they're on
Must-win
burner.
games are tough. Must-win games are tough. Tonight is a must-win game.
And notice last week, Murph didn't save Freddie for the must-win Game 5. He threw him in Game 4, where it would have been nice to close it out, but wasn't a must-win.
So you think Murphy
You think he did that because he didn't think he could get it done in Game 5?
Wow.
All right, I can't do this anymore. It's time for Evan Cohen. He'll join us next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want. with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by Fifth Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We'll take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. To learn more about this amazing adventure, text TRAVEL to 800-990-3776 or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details.
Outfit your crew. Your workforce is your brand. From uniforms to safety apparel, Alpha Custom Apparel helps you outfit your team with gear that looks sharp and works hard. We create durable, functional apparel that keeps your crew comfortable and confident on the job. No more digging through endless catalogs. We handle the details so you can focus on running your business. With fast turnaround, custom options, and friendly Midwest service, we make it easy to keep your team looking their best. Visit alphacustomapparel.com. Let's get to work.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 10.23 to 11.5 ounce selected varieties Mars Fun Size Candy, $4.49. 8.1 to 11.5 ounce selected varieties Bear Creek Soup Mix, $3.49. 128 ounce pale selected varieties Blue Ribbon Frozen Dairy Dessert, $5.99. 64 ounce selected varieties Sunny D Citrus Drinks, 2 for $3.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, wow, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Joining us now from Unsportsmanlike, it is the great Evan Cohen on Wilde Tausch. Evan, what kind of fan are you? Are you a nervous? Are you a nervous Nelly fan? Are you an overreactionary fan?
He's a front runner. And Evan's a front running fan. We all know that.
Well, at some point, don't I said that? Like when I'm last night watching the Heat Hawks preseason game, I don't get like, you know what, he is like at least the Heat. I should have said that, no?
Yeah, that's actually fair. And New England, you've stuck with New England, right? You haven't jumped off that bandwagon.
Well, now would be a bad time.
Place now. Now you're coming back around, right? Okay.
I'm not going to sit there and say I'm not a front runner. I'm never going to say that. I understand that. What I will say though is I think the teams that people accuse me of front-running on, which is really New England way more than it would be Miami, because I lived there in South Florida, and the Heat were great to us as a station. And Jason, you know this. Like Matt LePay, my mentor, taught me a long time ago. You root for the people, and then you root for the teams off of that. And the Heat were great to us. So anyway, but I've stayed with them. In general, I definitely can get nervous. I think that's for sure. I've been superstitious. You know, I grew up, and I still am a lifelong Mets fan. In 99, 2000, that area, when they were in the playoffs and in the World Series in 2000, and I was at school at UW-Madison, there was a there was a pair of orange random win pants I had that I would wear for every single Mets playoff game, thinking that played a role in that team making it to the World Series. So superstitious for sure. I wear the same Patriots shirt on Sundays, every Sunday year-round to run, every Sunday, 52 weeks a year. So yeah, superstitious that's the kind of fan I guess I am.
Okay, we're gonna need a photo of those of you in your orange wind pants. So go through your scrapbook.
I don't have that. I do have I don't have that on. I don't think I have any evidence of that. I think the embarrassment of just telling that story. It's like it was almost like I was in jail, Jason. It's like the jail pants.
Jumpsuits. Yes. Well, here's the reason I asked, because obviously, you know, the Brewers were handcuffed in a big way. Don Larson, as Jesse put it, last night for 8 innings. Then they have the rally in the ninth. They strand the bases loaded. Bryce Terang avoids being hit by a pitch, which is his reaction, because that's what you do when a ball's coming your direction. But he's gotten a lot of criticism for not getting hit by the pitch. Jesse, now with Game 2 tonight, saying that he doesn't, Jesse, I don't want to misquote you, but you're basically saying you don't trust the Brewers' best starting pitcher in a must-win game. You'd rather, start the Miz.
And he doesn't think the manager does either. Jesse?
Is that fair? Is that a fair depiction of your position?
Nervous. So Jesse's a hate-his-own team kind of fan.
No. Yes, that's what he sounds like. Yes.
No. Feels like
totally agree. Yeah. Defend yourself,
Jesse.
Defend yourself.
Jesse, you don't like the starting pitcher. You don't like the manager's belief in the starting pitcher.
Try to get the manager fired.
You think your team could fall apart tonight. What part of the Brewers do you like? Robin Yount and Paul Molitor?
Oh, I like them.
Ryan Braun's throwing out the first pitch tonight. Yeah, that'll be good.
From the mound.
Let's talk about that for a second, because I have found that fascinating. Who would have thought the moment that 812, the steakhouse, went out of business, that the more accepted, embraced member of the state of Wisconsin sports family would be Ryan Braun than Aaron Rodgers?
That's an interesting point.
I don't have a comeback for that. You're right.
Well, no, that's not meant to be an insult.
No, I know. I agree. That poor testing guy that he dragged.
God, what Ryan Braun did to that guy was so wrong. But I believe he's made amends with that guy since, hasn't he?
Yes, for sure. Right, and that's what I'm saying. Yes. There's a measure
I always thought the most underrated part of that was how great Ryan Braun's blue sweater was in the outfield at spring training, but I also couldn't understand why he was wearing a sweater in the Arizona Heat. But that blue sweater was so good, I actually bought one similar because I loved that Ryan Braun blue sweater he wore in the outfield addressing everybody with the FedEx with the urine and the samples and everything like that years ago. Why do I remember this? That is weird.
I don't know. How did it go with the orange wind pants?
You know, that actually would have been its Mets colors if you think about it.
This is what I'm saying.
Because it was like a royal blue kind of thing. Yeah, I still have. I still have that sweater at home. That's true.
Evan, did you guys have any other baseball-related conversations you'd like to have with Evan before I move forward?
The other thing I was going to ask is, old boy's taking a little bit of heat today for not leaning into a pitch that would have tied the game. The ball was way inside. He, as Jason said, he reacted, got out of the way. Any instances where you let your competitive instincts and understanding Happy Gilmore type of deal, I don't know if you played baseball or not, But anything that you have that's similar to that, where you kind of went against the human condition to do something to achieve athletically that maybe you didn't think you could?
Okay, well, a couple of things. First of all, I have a moment where I was hit by a pitch, which I know is not what happened, but I got hit by a pitch where I was so happy. There was a pitcher in 5th grade that was so good that I had zero chance of ever hitting a pitch off of him. And he hit me in the head. And I literally started cheering en route to first base because I was like, there's no way I would ever get on base against this guy. Hit me in the head. I got there, and I was thrilled. Oh, it was amazing.
Competitor.
Absolutely amazing.
Competitor.
Yeah. I'm just
absolutely.
Gamer. Well,
legend.
I mean, on-base percentage, Tausch, who cares about whether or not you get
you got to find. Yeah, you were ahead of analytics before analytics. Absolutely.
Yeah, really. I mean, after that,
Billy
there's a lot of
Cohen.
That Billy Bean called me. And Michael Lewis came to my elementary school to write a book, as a matter of fact. That's where Moneyball really started. Was me
You're the
getting
Kevin Hattisburg. What was his name? Hattisburg? Who was the guy that he went to for Christmas?
Yeah, well done.
Scott Hatterberg.
Scott Hatterberg.
Yeah.
Scott Hatterberg.
Isn't that weird, by the way? You're telling me that Billy Bean and Ron Washington on Christmas went to Scott Hatterberg's house? There's no way that could be
I don't
real.
think that happened.
Although
I don't think
I do love that scene where he says, well, what about the fans? And Ron Washington's character says, yeah, maybe I could teach one of them to play first base, which is a pretty good line.
Unbelievable. That wasn't even like, hey, they swung by in the morning in the same town of a holiday. That was Christmas Eve. They portrayed that as. That instead of being with your friends and family, you go and travel to Scott Hatterberg's house? That's fascinating.
That's
well,
baseball.
He had a great on-base percentage.
That's baseball.
So, Evan, I'm curious because Canty brought this up. I don't know if Tausch brought it up on our show because he heard Canty or it was independent thereof. But Mike McCarthy, currently not working here in Green Bay, trying to get a walk around his property on the schedule with him.
For that.
Going to Badger volleyball games.
Yes, exactly.
Jesse Viral.
If you're the Tennessee Titans and you have the first overall pick quarterback and you know that Mike McCarthy has been very good with quarterbacks over the years, are you calling him to take over like Canty suggested?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, by the way, I believe in the process. I believe in the Rooney Rule. But I wish there was a way of doing all of the proper things and giving everyone the proper opportunities to almost have like not a tryout year, but like what is it called, Tausch? A gray shirt, not a red shirt, a gray shirt where you end up at the school early and you have like a full semester.
Yeah, if you come in in the winter time, you give up your senior year. I don't know why anyone would give up their senior year of high school, but gray shirt is the correct term. Yes.
So in theory, what that is like, hey, this doesn't count. You're just going to get experience. I assume the coaches are not going to be overly critical of the gray shirt year. Wouldn't it be cool if McCarthy could just have that with the Titans now? Like, instead of Mike McCoy taking over, like, hey, Mike McCarthy, you're going to be our head coach. Year one's actually next year, but we're going to let you evaluate this thing while you're coaching them this year. Like, that would be awesome. But, yes, of course you could bring Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, you could bring him in. Like, I mean, that's in essence what you're saying is what Ron Wolf did.
He can't be the head coach.
No, I didn't say you bring him. Throw a consultant tag on him and let him just watch and be involved. You can easily do that, but obviously that would put up some antennas around the league as far as how that process went.
Too risky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would absolutely look at McCarthy, and I think that what we're seeing here is that people realize what Mike McCarthy is. He's steady, he's stable, he improves quarterback play, and he wins you 10-plus games a year. So think about how many teams are horrifically bad for a long period of time, try to reinvent the wheel with, we found the next great coach. Now, the Bears probably did here. We get that. But how many chances did they take at it, just for an argument's sake, before they landed on this? So, yeah, Mike McCarthy goes to Tennessee. What do I expect to happen? Cam Ward's year 2 is significantly better than year 1. They probably win 8 or 9 games next year, or maybe Tausch and I think 6, 7 games. I don't know.
Nice.
And then, 2 years from now, they're probably at 10, and then for the next 3 years after that, they're at 10 or above, and then they're probably at the end, people are going to say, well, you didn't win enough with Cam Ward, and they're going to hire somebody else, and that somebody else is going to be a hotter name, and they're not going to be as good.
Sean Payton
we
will
know
come in there and win a
happen.
championship with him.
We know what's
Bring
going
Sean
to happen,
Payton in.
and so yes, I would absolutely. There's going to be, Jason, let me preface this for those who listen and listen to our show here in ESPN Wisconsin on Unsportsmanlike. Every pro job I'm going to mention Mike McCarthy. Every college job I'm going to mention Lance Leipold. So just get ready for it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going to happen for every one of these jobs.
Did you think Penn State, because obviously there's a lot of talk around college football, and there's a lot of big-time job openings, and have you ever seen anything like what you saw with James Franklin? You're literally talking about they're ahead by 7 points in overtime against Oregon.
Yes.
3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. And they were in the semifinals last season in the college football playoff. And 3 weeks later, he's gone. What does that tell you about college football? Yeah.
Well, so that's an interesting angle. Tausch, do you believe for players, when you start thinking about retiring, you're retired, or you don't buy into that?
No, I do believe that there's some truth in that, yes.
Okay, so then let me ask you this. If an administration or an organization starts thinking about termination, is the guy terminated?
In essence, yes. You can swing things. Obviously, I think, was it Steve Fisher that was an interim coach, and they were going to hire somebody else, and he wins a national championship, and you're kind of like, well, he can't. You got to bring him back because he won.
1989,
Seton Hall, Rumeal Robinson.
Rumeal Robinson.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes,
Glenn Rice.
No, they did win. I said they did, yeah. They won that starting lineup. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see if I get this right. Rumeal Robinson, Sean Higgins, Terry Mills, Lloyd Vaught. Oh, my God. Who was the fifth? Oh, and Glenn Rice. There's your five. Check that, Jesse. I think it was Rumeal Robinson. Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah,
Robinson, Higgins, Rice, Vaught, Mills. I think was the starting five. That 89 Michigan team with Steve Fisher taking over. Terry DeHare was not on that Seton Hall team. That would have been Ramon.
They had the Aussie. The Aussie dude.
Andrew Gaze
was their big guy.
Andrew Gaze. Nice pull.
Gaze.
Yeah, Ramon Ramos, if you remember, unfortunately, was in a terrible car accident. Right, he got drafted by the Blazers, I want to say, in the first round of the 89 draft and got into a horrible car accident, and I don't think ever played, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't know that.
So if you're starting to
Who did Steve Fisher take over for before we finish breaking down Seton Hall, Michigan?
Bill Frieder. I think he went to Arizona State, if I'm not mistaken.
He did. Look, God, how do we have all this useless information in our brains?
I don't know. Where were you going before we went?
By the way, Rob Pelinka was also on that team.
To be fair, in this, Pelinka was on that team. Eric Riley, a backup center, I believe.
Riley Yauk
was on that team. No.
Okay.
He does post game for the Badgers and played for the '89 Michigan basketball team.
Heck of a run.
That still looks like he's 12.
So. Actually, Tausch, you took us off the beaten path. The reason I asked that question was you're making it seem like James Franklin was fired this week. I will make it seem like they were looking for a reason to not fire him before the season started, and he gave them a reason to fire him. That they had already been considering it because of all of the big game failures that he had.
Big game losses.
Like, what do you think, Brian? What do you think, Brian Callahan was fired yesterday?
He won 2 college football playoff games last year.
Against SMU and
There
Boise
ain't no games
State.
bigger. I'm sorry. There's no bigger games than that. Yes, he hasn't beaten Ohio State. I'm not sitting here as a James Franklin apologist, but you all act as if, he didn't beat Ohio State. Let me tell you something. If you're going to get fired because you can't beat Ohio State, everybody's fired, except for Michigan's coach. That's it. Continue.
I understand what you're saying.
Penn State is good. I think Penn State is going to get Nebraska. Penn State's going to get Nebraska. Watch. Frank Solich, Nebraska. Don't be shocked.
Thought they're going to hire Nebraska's coach, Matt Rule.
Well, then they're really going to get Nebraska.
Matt Rule is a good coach. I like Matt Rule.
Okay.
Anyway, What was your
I don't
question?
think they've won a big game in forever either, have they? When's the last big game Nebraska's won?
Right, but you almost get a pass
still
in a
waiting.
weird way for not losing. You're better off not being in them than losing them. It's weird.
That's a
you know,
good-
it's like
right
the
about
Kyle
that.
Shanahan thing.
Mhm.
I hate it, but Kyle Shanahan gets destroyed for so many big game losses. He would have been better off not getting there, and somehow he gets more destroyed for 28-3 than Dan Quinn does, and he was the head coach.
That's true. Yeah.
All very good points. Speaking of coaches, I wanted to circle back to something you mentioned in passing in our scattershot conversation today. I don't know how late, because of your job, you stay up to watch games. So you get caught up on like Monday Night Football when you come in the morning to get ready for Unsportsmanlike. You're not staying up for that, right?
Normally I do. Last night I fell asleep early, but normally I do, yeah.
So, like, what do we make of Ben Johnson and the Bears? They have now won 3 in a row. That seems like a pretty quality win they got in the monsoon in D.C. Like, how do we view what they are and what he's doing with that? What Ben Johnson is doing with that team?
Yeah. So Ben Johnson is doing everything Ben Johnson said he would do, to his credit. You know, I went in there thinking, boy, this guy is overhyping himself a little bit. You know, we heard like, oh, he's picking and choosing his spots, and you got to pay him a certain amount of money, and how do you make all these? You know, I haven't seen somebody who's done less make that many demands since Alex Strofe entered ESPN Wisconsin. But the reality is, he's backed. He's backed it up.
Oh, snap.
Has Strofe?
He's backed it up.
I was gonna say,
Jesse, am I
Strofe
right about
backed it
that?
up too?
Jesse, am I right? Jesse, hello?
I don't know.
All of a sudden, quiet.
Sorry,
Jesse.
I'm looking up the 1989 Seton Hall men's basketball team here.
All of a sudden, Jesse, Mr. Hard Work Research, all of a sudden.
Well, today
And I
don't know if it's because you joined the show, but he actually did some research, which was fantastic this morning. Although your 1-7 with Peralta, Jesse, is getting shredded by my buddies on the text string. They said you're full of baloney. Go ahead, Evan.
Literally, Baseball Reference says it right here. I still have it up.
I'm just telling you what they said. He pitched a clean inning against the Mets, and you count that as a loss. Go ahead.
I thought Ben Johnson did a little overpromise with the potential of under-delivering coming in. And then as you started to get to know him more and more, he was doing interviews. He was on our sister station, ESPN 1000 in Chicago. And you realize he's holding Caleb accountable. He's pushing him. You realize, okay, he's not all talk. This guy's good. And so what he's done is live up to the early expectations. And we always say, like, oh, get 1% better with things. Don't you think Caleb is getting 1% better every game? Don't you feel like he's just making smart plays, not turning the ball over, doing what's asked of him? Like, I've been impressed. But can I ask you guys a quick question?
Of course.
Because I brought this up on our show yesterday. You guys know I like Jordan Love, but I have a question that I have to ask. Has Jordan Love definitively improved from his first game as a full-time starter, not the Kansas City game with his mom falling out of the stadium, God forbid, because they couldn't find a better seat for her? From his first game as a full-time starter till now, has he definitively improved?
Yes.
Yes, but let me put a twist on a really good question.
Oh. Now, Jason, before you twist it, now if you said, has he definitively gotten better since that magical run in his back of his year, I would say no.
Narrator, that was the twist I was about to deliver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like since the 2023 second half of the season, has he been demonstratively better? I have a hard time saying yes.
That was top 3 quarterback play in the league, though, at that point.
And he dealt with injuries last year. I understand all that, but there is not is he still making? And by the way, during that run, the 2 interceptions he throws in San Francisco in an otherwise very good performance. Are you sensing a theme? A otherwise very good performance in Dallas, couple of mistakes. Otherwise very, very good performance against the Bengals on Sunday. 1 mistake. But look, again, Pat
athletically arrogant mistakes aren't. That was a good athletically arrogant mistake. Go ahead, Evan.
But one of my favorite coaches ever, Eric Spoelstra, said something recently about Milwaukee native Tyler Hero. He said, and by Eric Spoelstra, I mean Pat Riley, said this about Tyler Hero.
Nice.
He said first he had to learn how to get good, then he had to learn how to be good. And I think it's very different, right? You're learning on the way up how to get good if you're Jordan Love.
Well,
and now he's clearly good. And now you have to learn how to be good, which is the improvement, is being at your best every time. That's hard to do, but that's what made Rodgers amazing. That's what made Favre amazing. That's what made Brady the best ever, right? It's like you got there, now be there every time out.
Amen. Amen.
Wow.
That's all I got. That's all I got. Well, he finished it with the crescendo, his voice decrescendo down. That's a wrap. That's a wrap, Eddie. You got Pat Riley quotes in there, which is always good.
How are we doing on the 89 Seton Hall team?
You nailed him. You nailed him.
Was Terry DeHare on that team? And that was PJ's team, right? PJ was the coach.
John Morton. Yes, PJ Carlesimo. John Morton, was he on that team? I think later played for the Cavs, point guard.
I don't think so.
I got Terry DeHare, Michael Cooper, Anthony Avent.
Anthony Avent. I remember old
They weren't on that. Terry DeHare wasn't on the 89 team, was he?
I think he was.
Terry DeHare says right here, freshman guard.
Wow.
16 points a game. Led him in scoring.
He would have portaled. I'll tell you what, he'd have portaled his keister out of Seton Hall if the league was now what it was then. He'd have gotten a big fat paycheck from Indiana or somebody.
How are we doing on the Badgers, guys? We didn't discuss. How are we feeling?
Well, what I was going to do, but you hit that perfect. No. Hold up. So I was going to ask you that, and I was going to say no questions from you. You get to give us a state of your mind on where we're at. No questions after. But then you had that perfect decrescendoed Pat Riley, and that's why I thought we'd leave it. But I'll leave it up to you if you want to give your state of where you think we're at.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. All right, I'll leave it on that. Something tells me we may do the Badgers next week.
I don't know what that
After
means.
they stun Ohio State. All right.
They're going to upset the number one team in the country, baby. Let's go.
Let's
Biggest
go.
win ever this weekend.
Big opportunity Saturday afternoon.
That's right.
It's true.
That's right.
Very big opportunity.
Thanks, Evan.
See you guys.
That is Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. He really did, like, that quote from Eric Spoelstra / Pat Riley was so good. I didn't know where to go.
Then we went back to Seton Hall.
Yeah, that's where you just finish it.
Right?
It felt like he was, whenever his voice trails like that at the end, that means he's done. Yeah, it's end. And, yeah, that's what I thought we should have done. But
sounds like he was saying James Franklin's the Freddy Peralta of college football head coaches.
That's what. Boy, I'll tell you what. I hope Freddie goes out and absolutely just dominates tonight, and then we put that little clip.
I hope he throws
all
a
over
Don
social
Larson
media.
perfect game.
I hope that too. I'll be pulling for him in section 206.
I feel like you're not giving Freddie. We just went over this, and when I asked you his splits, his home field splits are really strong.
Yeah, that was this season. Yes, he's 2 runs better at home than he is on the road this year. Absolutely.
We can further have this discussion as Jesse teaches us all what we need to know about how the Brewers' best pitcher isn't really their best option in a must-win Game 2 at AmFam Field next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only. And you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Why Z-Bart? Because you don't want rust holes in your expensive vehicle. Let Z-Bart keep the rust away with professional rust protection. Only at Z-Bart.
Most things feel good coming out of a victory. This week, 27-18 over the Cincinnati Bengals for the now 3-1-1 Green Bay Packers. But one negative, an injury for former first-round pick defensive end Lucas Van Ness. After Van Ness sacked Bengals quarterback Joe Flacco on Sunday, he left the game and was carted off with an apparent foot injury. Head coach Matt LaFleur with sort of an update.
We definitely avoided something serious, but how long he'll be out remains to be seen.
Well, at least for now, Van Ness joins defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt on the shelf, who missed Sunday's game with a knee injury. Packers-Cardinals coming up Sunday. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Why Z-Bart? Because you have a manly truck that you do manly things with. And you don't want the truck bed getting all beat up. You want Rhino Liner by Z-Bart to keep your truck bed man-proof. So man up and ask for Rhino Liner by Z-Bart.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems. Installation of new or old hoops and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Thanks to Evan Cohen. As always, we enjoy our back and forth with him. I understand that social media is not the only place, but just for Jamie in the ESPN Madison YouTube conversation. Look, I had people texting me last night complaining about Bryce Strang not letting himself get hit by the pitch. I'm not making up the fact that he's being criticized. Jonathan Lucroy having to take to Twitter to stand up for him. This is what's happening. Now, I don't agree with it, and Jamie, maybe you don't either, but there is that criticism. Speaking of criticism, I'm going to defend Jesse Nelson here, which pains me to do. But I think, and Jack in our YouTube comments makes this point as well, so I'm not the only one. Jesse, are you just protecting yourself from getting hurt? Because I don't know if you really believe what you're saying about Freddy Peralta.
No, I convinced myself of this Friday afternoon. This was before the Game 5 against the Cubs. This is Freddy Peralta in a non-must-win situation. Throw him all day. Love it. If you consider Game 2 tonight, down 1-0 in the series, to be a must-win game, the history of Freddy Peralta in must-win games concerns me, makes me nervous going to the game tonight to cheer him on.
Do you think your mom has that same polluted mindset?
I don't think she knows enough about the team, but she's never been to a playoff game before, and she really wanted to go, so the opportunity presented itself.
It's too bad they have no chance of winning because Freddy Peralta's pitching.
Does Usher George get like an Usher pass that he could come and like just go Usher?
He's got to work a shift.
Because it's playoff baseball, there's more people. Does he get, like the Major League Baseball players get a golden pass where they go and whatever the best seats are that aren't sold, they get to go in and watch? Is there something similar in the Usher community?
No, unless you happen to know a fellow Usher who's working one of the doors and could just let you in, which they would never do because that would violate a bunch of policies. But
sure. So is Usher George not going? Just you and Mama?
Just me and Mama. Usher George will be watching BA on the call on TBS.
Are you driving, and then is Mama staying with you, or how are you guys doing this?
We're meeting up at a neutral site, and then I will be driving in. She was very concerned about the parking situation when we were talking about our plans yesterday. Concerned.
Well, if you get caught in the wrong lot, man, you're going to be sitting in there 2 hours. So, yeah, I can understand Mama Nelson being nervous about that. I get it.
We need to get to the 10 o'clock hour as late as we often do. We also have Jeff Passen coming up, so if he agrees with Jesse on Freddy Peralta.
He's going to be all in on the Dodgers. I could feel the national amount of – the storyline is the Brewers lose a tight game, and we're all worried about Shohei being 1 for 20. That's the national narrative. Nobody wants the Brewers to win except for us. I bet Passen's in the same boat. I bet he is.
I don't think Jeff Passen's previous appearances would indicate that he is, but we'll find out together when he joins us.
In fairness, Dodgers-Mariners checks a lot of boxes for the national folks.
How so?
The Dodgers are the big brand. The Mariners are the upstart team that's never been to the World Series. Cal Raleigh's the big dumper, the MVP.
Lovable.
Shohei Ohtani, Clayton Kershaw's last ride. Blake Snell, 2-time Cy Young Award winner, who Don Larson the Brewers last night.
Freddy Peralta.
They got
Mookie.
They got pocket pancakes out there.
Freddie Freeman.
Well, if the Brewers are in the World Series, you'll be able to go into AmFam Field, and you can do it now tonight with Jesse and his mom through the Associated Bank gate at AmFam Field.
We'll
and not
be
only
using
that, there you go. See? It really works. So does your money. It works for you when you use Associated Bank. Whether it's early pay, whether it's credit monitoring, whether it's fraud protection, or whether it's Packers, Brewers, or Badgers checking, their best customer service in class always takes great care of you. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Timeout on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Zero restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
The 24th annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 28th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Baird Center. Green Bay Packers all-time leading receiver and Super Bowl champion Donald Driver will be the featured guest and keynote speaker. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp's STEAM-based education program to thousands of K-3 through 5th grade students and educators across Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
At Ewald Automotive, we make it easier than ever to get you into America's best-selling trucks and SUV during Ewald Truck and SUV Month. Ford, Ram, Chevy, GMC, Jeep, Kia, Volkswagen, and more. Ewald is your one-stop shop for trucks and SUV. All makes, models, and sizes. Choose 0 down, 0 payments till 2026, or 0% financing. All with our low price guarantee. All in one place. Ewald Truck and SUV Month going on now.
Go to EwaldAuto.com.
On select models with approved credit. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Tell you what, if you're listening in Madison, some people don't want Freddy Peralta pitching in a key game. Apparently, we don't want Jesse Nelson delivering a key update at the top of the hour.
That was a rough one. He's talking about Don Larson, perfect games, and then I don't know what the heck happened. He's whatever's going on. And by the way, let's stop with the Don Larson. The dude threw a perfect game. Old boy didn't throw a perfect game last night. I don't want to hear Don Larson. Don Larson is up here.
He was really
one of the greatest deals ever. He actually pitched. Hold up, and I'll let you interject like you had to on your butchered Sports Center. 9 innings, perfect game. Yogi the Bear jumps in his arms, and it was a thing of beauty. Last night he pitched 8 innings. Correct me if I'm wrong. Caleb Durbin got a hit. Not even a no-hitter. So we're trying to put this guy in and trying to compare him to some great, perfect game in the 60s, man? No. It's not the same. Go ahead.
He literally is the first pitcher to throw 8 innings in a postseason game facing the minimum amount of batters since Don Larson's perfect game in 1956.
Yes, but it's different than if you're going to turn Don Larson's name into a verb, it means throwing a perfect game, and he didn't do that.
He gave up 1 hit, and he got picked off, and he didn't walk anybody.
Jesse, just admit that you really liked turning Don Larson into a verb.
You're Don Larson in the heck out of stuff that doesn't need to be Don Larson. A matter of fact, I have an autographed picture of the Don Larson Yogi the Bear game.
Why do you keep calling him Yogi the Bear?
Yogi Berra. He's Yogi the Bear.
You're kind of our Yogi.
I don't know.
Okay. There's a few things I wanted to get to Packers-wise. I understand that we're very focused on the Brewers and Game 2 tonight, which, again, Jesse Nelson is protecting his feelings by projecting that Freddy Peralta is going to struggle. I hope he legit Don Larson's the Dodgers tonight. A perfect game would be amazing.
That would be pretty incredible.
Be an interesting conversation tomorrow.
I'll take 7
Jesse.
innings of 4-hit ball with 1 run.
Yep,
that's what
I would agree with that as well.
All right.
So a few things I wanted to get to on the Packers front, since a lot of people come here for that. The Packers, and I know they have a tie, which makes it a little different, but you realize they're one of only 2 teams in the NFC that have just 1 loss. In the loss column, they're in really good shape. Tampa Bay's the other one.
Yep.
I mean,
sounds
for
right.
a team that we've been critical of, and it feels like they're not playing anywhere close to how good they could be. Are they playing pretty good? Like, comparatively speaking, like the Bills lost again last night. The Eagles have lost multiple games now. Like, are we nitpicking? What are we doing when it comes to the Packers are we doing our job correctly, or are we undervaluing what they've done through 5 games?
So I think the problem is, as in sports and in life, a lot of times perception becomes reality and expectations are set off of things that you've seen. Mm-hmm. And after 2 weeks, we were all world. Well, we were unbelievable. Our defense was the 85 Bears, the 0 Ravens. Our defense was dominant. And I think looking at it, our team, we all know our team is going to be a good team. Any of these people are saying, oh, you're not going to make the playoffs. Oh, the North is gone. Oh, the Lions are going to win. Never bought any of that. Now, if you look at what we've done the last 3 games in comparison to the first 2, you're going to be very disappointed because it is not the same standard that we saw. But this standard that we've seen the last 3 weeks, while it has been meh, 1-1-1, as I said in the postgame show, you're not going to get any more meh than being 1-1-1. You don't stink. Mm-hmm. You're not great. You're existing. If you're 1-1-1, you're existing. Not where you want to be in an NFL deal. You either want to bottom out and stink, or you want to be playoff and best. This is a really good playoff team, and I would argue has the biggest amount of upside in our division and has the biggest amount of upside as far as the NFC goes. I think Green Bay has positioned itself very nicely. We have a lot of tough games coming up, no doubt. I still believe this is going to be the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. I am down on Philly more than I think I should be.
Okay.
Can they turn it around? I don't know if they can. They don't have, we all get caught up in what happened last year and experience and nut whacking, and we should, but they are not the same defense. They don't get after the passer like they did. They have holes in their secondary. They ain't running the ball. You remember the crazy stat on Saquon and how he had more yards non-contact than Josh Jacobs had contact?
Yep.
Those days are over, bruh. And bruh. So Philly, there is, I would say, 3 or 4 teams still that I would look at and say, yep, good football teams that, if they can stay healthy and continue to improve, have a really good chance to go deep in the playoffs. Green Bay is at the top of that list for me, even though I don't think we've lived up to what we saw the first 2 weeks. But I think our offense has gotten markedly better from that and will continue to. Our defense has slipped. And whether or not that's a slippage that you're going to be able to catch yourself and put that ice pick back in the mountain and start climbing again, or if we're just going to gradually keep sliding down that hill, I don't know the answer to that. And that's where I think the Green Bay Packers are right now.
We will see where the Green Bay Packers are in our Tuesday ESPN NFL Nation Power Rankings after Tausch tells us about how he's at the top of the heap when it comes to picking prize picks and being right.
Boy, we got to look at our show sheet. I'm all thrown off today, but I'm not thrown off when it comes to prize picks. From the baseball playoffs to you had everything last night. 2 playoff games, 2 NFL, and it's not a Sunday, it's a Monday. Ha! That's why the fall is great, and that's why Prize Picks is great. You can turn your cash. You can turn those sports opinions into real cash. Which players are going off? Which ones are a bit overhyped, Jaden Daniels? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds. Turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. Simple to play, more or less on at least 2 player stats. Get them right, cash, bam, into your account. Now you got NBA going, you got NHL. You really have your pick on Prize Picks of everything that you're looking for. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the big dog payout, power play that son of a gun, hockey term. Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick, easy deposits into your account this football season. Join millions of users. Sign up for America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that is code WI. to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good
to be right.
To be right. There we go.
The power rankings from Rob Domofsky and his ilk at the ESPN NFL Nation crew. Where do the Packers rank? And who's left to be number one at this point? Jesse will tell us amid more research that he has done. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. It doesn't matter if it's your first betting slip ever or just the first one of the week. We've got your Potawatomi sportsbook picks covered. Tune in Wednesdays to the Weekly Wager with Josh DiMaggio and Ben Brust.
Greasy Ben Brust, just whichever way the wind's blowing. I have bad posture. I don't have a great backbone, Joshy.
The Weekly Wager, Wednesday nights at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you. With 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Hungry for something fresh and delicious? Get your favorites from Cousin Subs delivered straight to your door. From our freshly baked bread and hand-sliced meats and cheeses to our famous sides, crispy golden fries, Wisconsin cheese curds, or creamy mac and cheese. Every meal made to order and ready to enjoy. Ordering is quick and easy online or through the Cousins app. Whether it's a solo lunch, family dinner, or a spread for the whole crew, let us bring it straight to you, fast and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered. With fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel, Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Is back pain slowing you down? When it comes to spine care, you need specialized expertise. At the OAW Spine Center, their orthopedic care specialists provide the highest level of care for everything from herniated discs to spinal fusion. They start with the most conservative, non-surgical treatments like physical therapy and injections. If surgery is needed, minimally invasive procedures at the OAW Spine Center will get you back on your feet faster. With a focus on treating the source of the problem, they take a comprehensive, active approach to spine health, getting you back to the life you love. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com. That's OAWSpineCenter.com.
I'm Pat Dunphy of Cannon & Dunphy, and I'm reaching out to you today not as an attorney, but as chair of the board of directors of Guest House. It's an organization that's been dedicated to dealing with the root causes of homelessness in Milwaukee for over 40 years. Its mission is to treat the homeless with dignity and help them rebuild their lives. So help us help the homeless by investing in the Guest House and the Milwaukee community. And also consider attending our gala on Thursday, November 13th.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Hey, Jesse.
Yes, sir.
Can you take a break from arguing with the guys on our Twitter, on our text chain, and give us this week's NFL Power Rankings?
Who's number one, Tausch, in the
Tampa.
NFL Power Rankings?
Tampa.
Don Larson.
You are correct. The new number
That's not
one.
gonna last.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, after a win over the San Francisco 49ers, they are 5-1, and they are number one, best in the NFL, according to ESPN's NFL Nation in the Week 7 Power Rankings.
I have a very intriguing question here, and
as you often
I don't
do,
fully understand this, but it's one thing to be a talking head and to have a show and to try to entertain and bring sports and have opinions, and you're going to be wrong sometimes, just like I hope Jesse's wrong that he thinks Freddie's not a big game pitcher. I hope he balls out tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great. And then you're making decisions on organizational structure, quarterback play. Your job is to make the right decisions. And if you don't make those, you get fired. And we put the term expert on so many different people, whether it's in the media or it's in politics or it's in sports. That whole thing is super intriguing to me. I don't get it. But what I want to say here is, because I'm getting to my point, Baker Mayfield is the reason Tampa is the number one. And he has been dynamite. That run that he made on 3rd and 13 to kind of cinch up that game Sunday was phenomenal. He is a competitor.
MVP.
John Dorsey drafts him, right?
Yeah.
He gets fired.
Mm-hmm.
Stefanski was the coach, I do believe, when they let him go. And now Andrew Berry made the decision to let him go. And they bring in old boy for the worst contract in the history of football.
Indeed.
And then they draft Shador and they do this. And there's no ramifications. Like, if they had stuck with Baker Mayfield, Cleveland isn't Cleveland. Cleveland might be at the top of the list. And they're not paying Baker $60 million a year. They're paying him $30. The Browns, I mean, that decision alone, you fire Callahan down in Tennessee, but Cleveland does all this, and all of the people that make those decisions are still there 3 years later? What am I missing? Can somebody explain it to me? They actually draft the guy, fire the guy that actually makes the right pick. Now, they should have drafted Josh Allen. That's another story.
Mm-hmm.
But Baker Mayfield is the MVP of the league right now. Now, I still think Jordan Love will end up being it. We'll cash Hard Rock Casino Rockford. But all of that, and these cats are still there? Something goofy about that to me. James Franklin gets fired for 3 games. Old boy gets fired after 23 games. But these two are fine? If I'm in Cleveland, I'm asking these questions today, like, what the hell is going on? And I'm watching our guy that we should have been. By the way, who's more Cleveland than Baker? Underdog, undersized, tough, gritty. Lake Erie tough. And he's down in Tampa basking in the sun saying, y'all are idiots. And he's right.
So is this right? John Dorsey drafted both Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield?
He drafted Baker for sure, and I think he drafted Mahomes, and he got run out of town on both occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's accountability for doing your job well. You get fired.
Well, what is? Legit. How does that happen?
Well, where was we all evolve and grow, right? You were talking about Jordan Love and the interception,
listen,
and
man,
you grow.
You know, sports is different than sports. It's
right,
different
but Baker Mayfield, when they released him, was not playing like Baker Field is now.
No, he was injured. By the way, Jason, he had separated his shoulder, and he could have just sat out.
Right, and he played through it.
But he grinded through, and they said, "Oh, that's tough and that's great," but we're going to bring in a dude that we know has got like 28 charges against him, and we're going to give him the most guaranteed money in the history of the world.
Yeah, terrible. Terrible.
And we're going to keep our jobs? Huh. That's weird to me.
Fair critique. Jesse,
I saw Tony Rizzo. Tony Rizzo is the GOAT of this. Tony Rizzo is. I saw his clip on ESPN Cleveland, our sister station. He's the best in the business at this stuff.
He is amazing.
He was getting after Miles. He's getting after Myles Garrett because Myles Garrett. Listen, man, you knew what you were signing up for. You took the cash. No, you took the cash. You can't sit here and complain and then not have an impact in a game and complain after. Can't do it, bro. Can't do it, Edinburgh.
Number 2, the Detroit Lions.
That helm sucks.
Number 3, the Buffalo Bills. Number 4, the Indianapolis Colts.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes.
JT, 28. Number 5, the Philadelphia Eagles. Despite dropping 2 straight games, including to Scattaboo and the New York Giants on Thursday night. Number 6, the Green Bay Packers. Checking in the ESPN NFL Nation Power Rankings, up 2 spots from number 8 last week.
Did people drop
even
behind them?
All of the gloom and doom and just the non-excitement that I felt walking out of Lambeau, and I think most of our fans kind of, not gloom and doom, that's too strong, but just the lunch pail, fire it in your front seat, get behind the wheel, and drive home, open up the garage door, and maybe crack open a Coors Light at the house and say, it's good. You ain't popping champagne. And we move up 2 spots. Green Bay is positioned beautifully for where we're at.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautifully. For having a game you gift wrapped away and a crappy tie. Green Bay's going to end up 12-4-1, somewhere in 11-4-2, whatever it might end up being. 11-4-1, I guess it would be. 11-4-2. That'd be fun for them to get another tie. I'd like to see them have 2 ties this year. That'd be fun. But they're going to be in position, especially if they can go up on Thanksgiving Day and beat Detroit. They're going to be in position to be the 1 or 2 seed in the NFC and have every opportunity to go to a Super Bowl. That's how I see this. And there is no the team that I would probably say, where was Kansas City on that list, J-Dog?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
J-Dog.
Check in at number 9 on the list. They are down 2 spots from number 7 last week.
Here's what I'm going to tell you.
Nutwhack.
For everybody not listening, Nutwhack. Kansas City has shown me I'm not putting Kansas City outside of the top 4 the rest of the season.
You're the guy who unnut-whacked them once upon a time. You learned your lesson.
Not this year, I didn't.
Yeah,
it was 2 years ago. They struggled. They were they had to win 2 road games to get to the Super. They had to beat Baltimore and Buffalo on the road. They did it. And after that, I told y'all I ain't ever I never said anything about Kansas City. I've kind of just sat back. Mm-hmm. They're struggling. Rice is back. Their offense looks good. They don't get penalties. They played the first clean game in the history of the NFL after having 13 penalties the night before.
Chargers kind of stink
so they don't
now.
make mistakes anymore. They got a great coach.
They got the refs.
Kansas City's going to – I hate to tell you all this. Kansas City's going to end up in the Super Bowl. I hope it's Green Bay, Kansas City. That's what I'm hoping for. Kansas City's going to be a Super Bowl team this year.
Well, that would be fun if it's Packers-Chiefs. Another tie this season, as Tausch said, would be fun. And so is our trip to England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We're leaving July 5th. Not we, Tausch, unless you've made plans that I'm not aware of. You're not going. I am.
I am not, no.
Leaving North America for the first time. I'm excited, and you will be as well. We'll take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities, stand before Big Ben in London, and then later gaze out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore storybook villages like Chester and Tausch's favorite, Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon. I know that's your favorite stop that I'm going to be making. We'll also take a scenic train ride through the rolling hills leading to the medieval city of York. It's all part of this incredible journey. Iconic landmarks, cozy villages, bustling city streets, peaceful countryside views. We will experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. If you want more information, and I sure hope you do, all you got to do is text TRAVEL to 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776, or just go to the website ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com. That's ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com. A little less than a month, we're going to do a meet and greet at Buck and Honey's in Monona. It's going to be great. So hope everyone's getting excited. I know Paula and the girls and I are for sure.
Can Tausch and I come to that even if we might not make it on the trip?
Yeah, I think so. I think people would love to. I mean, maybe some
people just want to learn.
Yeah.
Like, people want to learn about what this adventure with the Wildies is going to be like.
And they want to learn how to say Edinburgh. Bruh. Jesse tells me there's two.
Probably going to get some of that good scrimp. Or are they going to go only, is Tommy and the Buck and Honey's crew only going to make
like
UK
English-type foods?
Is going to be fish and chips?
Oh,
and,
sure, yeah.
That would be, I would think that's what they would want to do.
Spot of tea?
I saw Tommy.
Scottish egg? Scottish eggs are good, by the way.
Is that the same as a Scotch egg?
I don't know. Probably.
But different than a Rocky Mountain oyster.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what any of these things are, honestly.
I believe a Rocky Mountain oyster is, well, let me, Jesse, do some research on that for me, because I know you're big on research today. More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Peace.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025. UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's Student Athlete of the Week is Port Washington's Jack Bunyan. As just a sophomore, Bunyan took over as the starting quarterback for the Pirates and made an immediate impact. In their game against Watertown, Bunyan completed 13 of 22 passes for 322 yards and 5 touchdowns, setting 2 new school records and leading Port Washington to a 56-28 win over the Goslings. And when he's not leading the charge on the football football field, Bunyan also shines on the diamond as a standout baseball player. Congrats to Jack Bunyan, this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
In the Midwest, we know the real deal on the field and in your wellness routine. Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan offers top-tier Michigan-grown CBD products, no shortcuts, no synthetic knockoffs. Just clean, green certified, organically grown CBD crafted for fans who expect the best. Whether you're gearing up for the game or winding down after a win, swing through Higher Love just across the Wisconsin border and experience the highest quality CBD in the Midwest. Higher Love, the real deal, no limitations. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
We're going to play trivia coming up next. Now that I'm looking at the right show sheets. It was supposed to be prize picks to start this hour. We're just one read behind on Kohler Services because I'm an idiot. Speaking of the Power Rankings Tuesday, Jesse, a lot of times on Tuesday we don't even get to the Power Rankings, so we definitely don't get to the little blurb that all the 32 Domovskis post with their team's power ranking. I know you're excited about this one. What's this week's?
I thought this was a good one for context here. 6 weeks into the season, what is the lesson learned for all 32 NFL teams so far?
Are you going to read on the radio?
Yes, I am.
Excellent.
Rob Domovsky.
Let's guess. Can I guess what my
guess
lesson
first.
learned?
Yeah, guess first.
Take special teams serious. Don't try and piecemeal things together. Get your blank together. Put your starters in. If you need your starters to protect field goals, put them in. You need to put your best returner back there, put them back there. We're not putting, get somebody. Special teams need to be a part of what you're doing, and special teams have cost the Green Bay Packers a loss and a tie so far.
So just for accuracy, are you saying that's your lesson learned, or are you saying that's what you think Rob Domovsky picked as his lesson learned?
No, I think it's mine. I'm not getting inside of Rob's head. Rob and I disagree on a lot more stuff than I thought. After that Bisaccia deal, I'm just dumbfounded that Rob, and I know Rob, there's no way Rob is going to, that's like saying you expect your 8-year-old kid to have the same amount of responsibilities as your 22-year-old kid. No, it's just not, those aren't facts. And when Rob went down that rabbit hole, I legitimately, after he hung up, I was like, that was disappointing.
You felt like you had to reevaluate your position on him?
No, I just perspective will tell you things.
Okay.
A lot of things. And I learned a lot about Rob that day. Go ahead.
For those who missed it, Tausch is referring to a discussion about expectations for Rich Bisaccia's special teams unit because
he gets paid a lot.
The highest paid special teams coordinator in the league.
Matter.
All right, anyway, that wasn't it. Rob
Domovsky's somebody, well, hey, is your kid playing baseball or softball with us next year? And they're 9 years old. And they're like, I don't know, I'm leaving it up to my kid. No, you're not. That seems crazy to me, too. Go ahead.
You done?
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Jeez.
Sounds like an oddly specific example.
Yeah, it's an odd conversation. I'll spare you the details because I'm still
feel like we just got a good amount of them, actually. Names are pretty much the only thing missing. I think we got the rest.
At least we know it wasn't the big O. All right. Jesse, I was going to say...
Well, actually, the Big O irritated me because
Oh, my God.
we had his kid. We tried to get his kid to play in a 15U tournament one year, and he ended up staying back. And there's no family more competitive than the Big O's. All right? That is as competitive. Addison's with the Hawkeyes. Unfortunately, he was unable to play. Got another kid that plays. He got a kid that's around Max's age, a year old, and he stayed back to go to a party instead of playing ball. Still irritated with Big O on that one, but I digress.
This is all my fault, and I take full ownership.
I didn't bring any of this up, FYI.
Nope, no, you didn't.
Yeah, other than the oddly specific, you're letting your 9-year-old decide if he's playing baseball or not.
Can you imagine that, though? You just say, listen, man, I think it's a better fit somewhere else. You don't put it on your kid. Like, come on, nobody's doing that. Like, are we being serious?
Apparently somebody is. From what I can
Jason,
gather.
hey, is Sid gonna end up playing golf or? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it up to her. She wants to ride motorcycles, so we're gonna let her ride motorcycles. Oh yeah, okay. I'm sure that would happen. Yeah, great.
No,
she's gonna go into Daredevil school. Yeah, that's what she's gonna do because that's what she wants to do. Get out of here.
Is this the part where I admit that Sid has chosen not to play basketball this year to focus on volleyball?
You can go. Listen, man, I don't censor you. I let you do what you want to do. I'm not interested in censoring you. Say what you want.
Say what you need to say.
If Sid came to you and said, hey, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm thinking about doing something different, and it's something crazy. I don't think you're just going to say, well, that's what you want to do. Okay. Like, I just don't think that's going to happen.
Rob Demovsky says the Packers' lesson learned is Green Bay is playing with fire.
What the heck does that
You know what? I'd love to go on this trip to Avondale and to Edinburgh. But you know what, Mom, Dad, you guys go there. I'm going to Antarctica. Okay, that's what you want to do. Go for it. I'm sure that'll happen.
The Packers,
no, she's excited about the trip.
The Packers are the only team in the NFL that has held a double-digit lead in every game this season, Rob Demovsky writes.
I'm going to go to Papua New Guinea. I'm going to go to Papua New Guinea, and I'm going to go by myself. Because that's something I saw in a book.
Those leads were not safe. They blew a 10-0 advantage in a 13-10 loss to the Browns, up 13-0 against the Cowboys, and came away with a 40-40 tie. And in the latest game, saw a 14-point lead in the second half, cut to 6 points against the Bengals. They've established a dangerous way to live. Rob Demovsky.
Yeah, well, the expectations don't matter. So as long as they, no big deal. Right?
I didn't realize he does love that stat. He mentioned it on our little TV show that we do together as well.
He's repurposing numbers.
Yeah, he's doing material.
It's his version of a double dip.
But
he's running stuff by, and he's like a comic. He's seeing what hits, and if that stat is good on WBAY, then he'll bring it out to all of our shows.
Yeah,
then
exactly.
And he's doing all of it for the big ESPN. And if some of it doesn't hit, he'll just pull back and go something else.
So on Friday when he joins us, he's going to use that stat again. See how it plays.
I bet he doesn't. I bet he's got new material by Friday.
You would think so. I do at some point. We're going to play trivia next. But I am curious, and I don't know if we have the audio of it. And if I ask Jesse for it at 10:53, we definitely won't have it by 11:53. But I did ask Matt LaFleur about the fourth quarter defense. And he basically acknowledged that he and Jeff Hafley are scratching their heads as to why. And I would like to get Tausch's view of that, since he and Vonnie Holliday were sitting together watching more fourth quarter defensive lapses on Sunday at Lambeau Field. But we can't do that because we need to play trivia, and also Tausch needs to tell us about Jones Dairy Farm. Jesse, it is Badgers Trivia Tuesday. It may be the first time that we've talked about the Badgers since Saturday's game. Like, we may have mentioned the school and the team
was in the montage.
Passing.
What are you talking about?
What?
All over the montage. It was in montage all day.
Our extent of talking about the game was Tausch's critique that there was too much included in the montage of the game.
Yes. Which I thought was a fair
Your
critique.
Major League Baseball team has never won a World Championship. They have a absolute thrilling beatdown of their old manager and the newest big rival.
Yeah.
And you're sitting here talking about a 37-point drubbing? I'm sorry. No. What did I pie charted it up? And I thought I was very fair. 65, 10, and 25. Is that what I did math-wise? Is what it should have been? And it was way too even. It was like close to 33 and a third across the board. That's all.
I don't have a problem with Tausch's critique there. It was a lot for a game that was capital B, capital A, capital D bad. Trivia hopefully will be good. Jesse, what caller would you like?
Caller 7, since the Badgers are averaging 6.7 points a game in Big Ten play.
I thought you were going to say because they're ranked
6-7?
They're 18th in the conference right now in terms of the standings, I believe.
And how many teams are there in the conference, Jason?
18.
Yeah.
Caller number 7. That's why I was hoping for 18. Caller 7, 844-770-3776. Hey, that's the number you can also text travel to if you're interested in our trip to London. 844-770-3776. Caller 7 plays trivia next after Tausch tells us about one of his favorite trips to make, and that is to Jones Dairy Farm.
Fort Atkinson, absolutely. Jones Dairy Farm, family-owned and operated for 7 generations in Fort Atkinson, and they are best known for their all-natural sausage made from the original family recipe. It's available in pork, in chicken, and in turkey. Sausage is made with fresh meat only, no fillers, nitrates, MSG, any of that gluten. Eaten healthy and clean. It's been part of the Jones Dairy recipe for years. And the bacon, life-changing. What makes it so special? Dry aged for up to 3 weeks. Intense flavor. It is worth the wait. And oh, baby, we have Eleanor is in. This is, I think, Eleanor's last video. It's coming out later this week. She's a star. She stole the show. And you have to wait and see when she ate that Braunschweiger. It's a fantastic clip.
That's the one I've been waiting for.
Oh, this is the Braunschweiger episode.
You can find all of Jones' products in grocery stores across Wisconsin. Just check the website at jonesdairyfarm.com.
Is it like a season-ending cliffhanger?
It's like The Sopranos. She goes to eat the Braunschweiger.
It goes black.
Cuts to black.
Playing Journey in the background.
It is a fantastic clip. I mean, she's Wolf.
Believe it. Sorry. Go ahead.
You done?
I am.
Okay. She's wolfing down bacon. She's eating. I threw a couple of jabs at her, but the penultimate, it was the Braunschweiger, and you'll have to wait and see how that goes.
Hell of a tease. Trivia's next.
That's not what penultimate means.
Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Most things feel good coming out of a victory. This week, 27-18 over the Cincinnati Bengals for the now 3-1-1 Green Bay Packers. But one negative, an injury for former first-round pick, defensive end Lucas Van Ness. After Van Ness sacked Bengals quarterback Joe Flacco on Sunday, he left the game and was carted off with an apparent foot injury. Head coach Matt LaFleur with sort of an update.
We definitely avoided something serious, but how long he'll be out, it remains to be seen.
Well, at least for now, Van Ness joins defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt on the shelf, who missed Sunday's game with a knee injury. Packers-Cardinals coming up Sunday. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Need a mortgage? Don't look far. In your backyard is where we are. Visit a Tri-City near you. Get a great rate from your hometown crew. Tri-City National Bank. Equal housing lender. NMLS 4333891.
The 24th annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 28th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Baird Center. Green Bay Packers all-time leading receiver and Super Bowl champion Donald Driver will be the featured guest and keynote speaker. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp's STEAM-based education program to thousands of K-3 through 5th grade students and educators across Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
At Alpha Custom Apparel, we create standout corporate apparel and promotional gear that makes a lasting impression. Whether it's polos for your next conference, branded jackets for your sales team, or eye-catching giveaways for a client event, we've got you covered. We offer a concierge-like experience for businesses who want more. More customization, more creativity, more impact. From concept to delivery, we help brands big and small show up looking their best with speed, style, and attention to detail. Create with us today at alphacustomapparel.com.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to customizable painted court lines, Precision Sports is a slam dunk. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
We'll get to the 11 o'clock hour, even though it's already 11 o'clock coming up. But first, it's time for trivia presented by Cousin Subs.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is presented by Cousin Subs. Crispy chicken tenders are now available at Cousin Subs. Order today in store at cousinsubs.com or with the Cousins app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
It is time for trivia. Let's welcome in our contestants. Tausch, what's your role going to be here today?
I'm just going to listen. I'm a listener today. I've been talking way too much today.
Let's welcome in Brian in Williams Bay. Brian, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Good morning. It's my pleasure to spend a few moments every once in a while with you guys.
Well, it is our pleasure to have
Williams Bay, too. By the way, Williams Bay, beautiful. I think I've mentioned this every time he calls in.
I believe so. Greenfield, also beautiful.
Well, it's both places.
I know. That's, see?
Well, I think Brian has settled back down into Williams Bay. I think, not that saying you're picking your favorite kid or whatnot, but he's picked Williams Bay to,
Well, he moved from Greenfield to Bills Bay.
Now I'm ending here.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Well, trivia is Badgers trivia, which means that you'll probably get 0 right because that's how many points they scored in Saturday's game. Question number 1, Brian, is this. Ohio State has won 10 consecutive football games against Wisconsin, a streak that began in 2011 when which interim head coach led the Buckeyes to an upset victory in Columbus over Russell Wilson and the Badgers. Ohio State beating Wisconsin was an upset in this game?
In this one, it was.
What a wild world. Was the coach of the Buckeyes in that game Urban Meyer, Luke Fickell, or Romeo Crennel?
Urban Meyer.
So far, so good. Just like the Badgers. Scoreless in the first quarter. It was Luke Fickell.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Question 2 is this.
And he has a chance to end that streak on Saturday.
He does have a chance. They are playing the game.
Big opportunity to win.
Keep swinging. Question 2, Brian. Wisconsin football is playing the number 1 ranked team in the country in back-to-back seasons for the first time since 1974 and 1975. Which team was ranked number 1 when the Badgers played them last season? Was it Alabama, Oregon, or Penn State?
Alabama.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
He's got a chance.
Go ahead,
laugh. The number 1 ranked team that the Badgers played very tough, by the way, last season at Camp Randall, the Oregon Ducks, who lost.
Battled him. Should have had him on the ropes.
And who lost on Saturday to Indiana at Autzen Stadium. All right, question 3, and the opportunity to go scoreless, just like Luke Fickell's team.
Chance to make 3 mistakes, just like Hunter Simmons did.
Please don't throw this right into the midst of a defensive lineman. 17th ranked Wisconsin men's hockey hosts a top 25 opponent in its first home series of the season this weekend at the Kohl Center. The opponent is the team Badgers head coach Mike Hastings coached before coming to Wisconsin. Which team is it? Is it North Dakota, Minnesota State, or Colgate?
North Dakota.
Congratulations, you did it, Luke.
He's killing it.
Way to go, Fick.
Atta baby. Atta baby.
Brian, you got 0 right. I was really kidding when we started. I did not want that to happen, but it did. Unlike the Badgers, you do get 1 entry into Friday's drawing by being the proper caller. So you got that going for you, which is nice. Otherwise, though...
Unlike Fickell, I'll still have my job at the end of the year.
You definitely have a spot with us every time you call. Brian, thanks. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Bye.
Tausch, would you like to take this opportunity to tell us about Kohler Services when I didn't have you tell us about Kohler Services when you were supposed to tell us about Kohler Services?
Absolutely. I'll tell you about Kohler Services all day, every day, if you let me. Refreshing offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services this month only. 0 interest financing for 12 months, and you get a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. My old pal Chris from Oostburg, one of their many skilled installers, they'll demo your existing bath or shower, remove it, dispose of it before installing your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. Fast professional installation that is always included. Again, that is KohlerServicesWI.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch starts with some Barry Alvarez, and it starts in 2 minutes. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Get your first look at the Wisconsin Badger men's basketball team when they take the court in the Bad Boy Moore Series at Fiserv Forum on Friday, October 24th. Bucky will lace them up against Oklahoma at 7 p.m. in this preseason exhibition game. Get your tickets now at FiservForum.com. Take advantage of this rare opportunity to see the Badgers and Sooners play in Milwaukee. Buy tickets at FiservForum.com. Catch elite men's college basketball when Wisconsin and Oklahoma play on Friday, October 24th at Fiserv Forum.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with a Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Brust and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. And in respect, I know we respect all of our guests, but to varying degrees. And Jeff Passen.
What does that mean?
So you're tiering. So even though you give Jesse all this grief, you're tiering your guests.
Well, yes and no. So, like, Bulaga's on every week. If we get to him a couple minutes late, he kind of knows, right? And Jeff Passen's joined us a bunch of times. And so he kind of knows that our clock management is never stellar. But it's playoff time. I don't want to keep him waiting. So out of respect for Jeff, who has been nice enough to never change Jesse's contact information in his phone to do not answer under any circumstances, or whatever the phrase was that he puts those contacts into his phone as, I want to get to him quickly.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm curious, do we want to bounce off Jesse's Freddy Peralta theory? Do we want to bounce that off of him and see what he thinks?
Yes.
What do you predict will he tell Jesse that he doesn't know what he's talking about?
He'll say Jesse's an idiot. He'll say Jesse's an idiot.
He'll call it like he sees it. And if he agrees with Jesse, he'll say that too.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what we respect about Jeff, and the fact that he continues to do our program. So we look forward to him joining us. He is scheduled to appear. What a great first segment of the 11 o'clock hour.
Guess we're still going to wait talking about the Badgers, huh? Funny how that works.
Go boo in a bar.
Maybe Friday we'll get around to it.
I doubt we'll be talking about them on Monday. Jeff Passen of ESPN joins us next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more. Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Constipation with belly pain that keeps coming back and back and back. If your symptoms keep coming back, talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Linzess could help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC? Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Trough offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandtrough.com. Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandtrough.com.
Every great team starts with a strong defense, and the same's true in business. That's why companies trust Trend Micro for cybersecurity. From ransomware to phishing to the most advanced cyber threats, they help protect your network, your data, and your people. With over 35 years of expertise, Trend Micro has built a defensive playbook trusted by enterprises worldwide. Your business works too hard to get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right. That's trendmicro.com.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Before he actually joins us, I just want to state for the record, you know, we have a common friend in Charles Robinson, who we worked with at Yahoo, who always told me what a great guy this guy is, and he has always proven to be that. I still can't believe, though, with how annoying Jesse can be, that we have not ended up on that do not answer list in his phone. Like, that, to me, is a miracle.
Probably coming. This is one of those deals, enjoy every moment you get, because it could be the last. So that would be my recommendation.
We won't call him again until the Brewers are in the World Series. And according to Jesse, with Freddy Peralta that he doesn't believe in, it's going to be tough to get there. Joining us now, he is the preeminent baseball voice on ESPN. He knows everything, and he makes us smarter every time he joins us. It is Jeff Passen on Wilde Tausch. Jeff, good morning. How are you, buddy?
It's a false premise to think that just because I have somebody on the do not answer list doesn't mean that I wouldn't actually answer it. Jesse's been there from the beginning, and sometimes I just, sometimes you want to do nice things for nice people, and that's you, Jason. You're not the one who hired Jesse. You're not the one who's into bowling.
I'm also not the one who's very worried about our horse pitch. Our ace is on the mound, and Jesse thinks it's a bad idea. Please, Jesse, tell Jeff what your theory is, because I don't want to misrepresent how stupid you're being.
I'm not saying don't pitch Freddy Peralta. I'm saying I don't have total confidence in Freddy Peralta because his recent playoff starts in must-win games, which we are viewing tonight as a must-win game, have not been stellar. He's the James Franklin of MLB starting pitchers of recent memory. He has not performed well in the biggest games that we've needed him in his career. And tonight is one of those nights. I'll be there cheering him on, but I'm nervous that he's going to have a performance like he did in Game 4 against the Cubs.
Jeff?
I don't think it's unwarranted, but at the same time, who would you rather have out there than Freddy Peralta?
Well,
he wants to pitch the Miz.
Jeff, you were on this show when I had a day off in July.
Worked out well for everybody.
Wasn't an accident.
But you said something that day about when we were in the middle of Miz Mania, that the Miz has special stuff to be an elite ace in Major League Baseball. And I don't think it's a coincidence that last week, Pat Murphy threw Freddy Peralta in Game 4, which was not a must-win at Wrigley Field, and brought the Miz in, who delivered in Game 5 at home against the Cubs. How about that?
Yeah, you're not convincing me.
That was worth a shot.
I feel better now.
Here's the thing. Jacob Mizorowski is going to pitch in this series, and he's going to pitch in an important game, and all games are important. I mostly agree with you that tonight is a must-win. I'm not entirely there. There have been 27 series, I think 28 now after yesterday, where the home team has lost the first two games of a 7-game series in baseball. 3 times teams have come back from that. So it's not impossible, but you guys have gotten a pretty good look at the Dodgers at this point, and I think last night was a game that's reflective of what they are right now, which is a team that is built around pitching, and yet there's not a whole lot of pitchers that they have a ton of faith in, and it's what should give Brewers fans hope. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is sort of like Freddy Peralta in that, big games. His last start out wasn't very good, but has the ability to go out there and throw 6 or 7 shutout innings. And frankly, the Dodgers are going to need that because we saw Roki Sasaki last night for the first time looked like he was vulnerable this postseason, and Blake Snell needed Bryce Terang to chase that pitch out of the zone on 2-2 because otherwise they're 3-2 and ball out of the strike zone there. That game could have been tied very easily. I'll say this. I know the Brewers lost last night. I know any home loss, especially game 1 of a series, can be pretty heartbreaking. But they were facing the guy who right now in Blake Snell is pitching as well as anybody on the planet. And I really appreciated the fight that they showed. They got sunned for 8 innings, and then they came out in the 9th and looked like they still had that moxie that we've seen all season long. So I don't think the Brewers are going to roll over. I think the Dodgers are a better team, but better teams don't always win in October, and one loss does not a chaotic situation make.
Jeff, doesn't this come down to, you said last night, the 8 innings, it was a thing of, he was masterful. Then you get into that bullpen. Isn't that that's what this lineup needs to do, right? Is find ways to get into that Dodgers bullpen, because you look at the regular season and how it played out with the Dodgers and the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers got into that pen, and that's how they ended up, I think, going 6-0 against them. So isn't that the formula for this series too?
Yeah, I do think that if you look back at who the Dodgers were playing at the time, they were pretty banged up. This is a different Dodgers team. This is like the version of themselves that they've been waiting all season to unleash. So I do think that there's stuff that you can take from those 6 games that they won in July, but I think the smarter thing to do would be to look at, okay, what have we got right now? What are we facing that's directly in front of us? Because the more you harp on the things you did, the less you spend time thinking about the things you have to do now. And what the Brewers have to do, they have to work deep into at-bats. They cannot let a starting pitcher go 8 innings, because that's the formula the Dodgers want to go and advance to the World Series this year. That's what they know they're going to have to do with the lack of trust in the bullpen and with their offense struggling the way it has. So I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the Brewers being patient. And when a guy is throwing quality pitches to the extent that Blake Snell was yesterday, it's really hard to be patient. Like I saw this in games 1 and 2 of the ALCS. And Game 1 in particular, Bryce Miller goes out and throws 27 pitches in the first inning. And after that, I think the Mariners had something like 6 innings of sub-10 pitches, which is insanely efficient. And they did that because they're throwing strikes. And if you are in the zone, and if you are getting ahead of hitters, they're going to be aggressive early on because they know that free passes aren't on the table. They understand that you're somebody who gets the ball 4 strikes and can get ahead in the counts. And then you have to start making decisions that you might not make otherwise. So it's all about making the batter uncomfortable through living in the zone. And that's something that I think is going to be the key if the Brewers want to win this series.
Jeff, have you ever seen a double play like you saw last night with the 8-6-2 unassisted? Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's got to be the first in history, right? Like what an exceptionally weird play, and what it takes for something like that to happen is a lot of fortune. I mean, the ball falling right into Sal Frelick's glove, the perfect relay with Joey Ortiz, William Contreras having the knowledge in the field to make sure his foot's on the plate so he can get the force out and then run down to third base. And beyond that, Teoscar Hernandez just making a blunder, because that's what it was. That doesn't happen if Teoscar Hernandez understands that the second the ball is in Sal Frelick's glove, whether he caught it or whether it hit the wall or whatever the case is, you got to be running. There's no excuse, none whatsoever, to get thrown out from over 400 feet away.
Talking with Jeff Passen on Wilde Tausch. Jeff, you're in Toronto, Jesse tells me, so you went to those first 2 games. I, as a story lover, not necessarily someone who's worried about ratings, I want like the Seattle Pilots World Series. I want Brewers Mariners.
I mean, as somebody who lives in the Midwest and appreciates the plight of smaller markets, I would love that too. And I would love it because it would give us a World Series with a first-time champ, right?
Right.
Like that to me is everything. I want to see cities that have rooted for teams for decades fruitlessly with no seeming light at the end of the tunnel finally get to experience what it's like to win a championship. Nothing in sports to me is better than a city celebrating something after spending decades just waiting for it. It validates sports fandom. It's the reason that we watch these games. They, the little dopamine rushes that they give us every day, it's wonderful. But everything being part of a bigger plan, that's where the good stuff is.
So I bring that up because, and I would say this behind your back, even if you're not, like, I don't know how you know all that you know about all 30 teams. Like, I cover the Packers. I feel like I'm a pretty good expert when it comes to that. I don't know the other 31 teams. I don't know how you do it. But as I have watched this Brewers season, and I love the storylines, I saw something where Pat Murphy is talking to Bob Costas, and he talks about how it's about the people, it's about the who. And as a former college coach, I'm fascinated by the culture he's created. And they have to be good players, I get it. But as the father of a college baseball player, as someone who is around all these managers all the time, is he vastly different than other Like, is he in a different category, or do I just not know enough of the other managers to be able to say, no, this guy's a lot like Pat Murphy, that guy's a lot like Pat Murphy? Am I just not well-versed enough to know that there's others of his ilk?
No, I think that's a totally fair statement, actually, because Pat Murphy is a dying breed. You know, the baseball lifer who got his opportunity far later than most. The baseball lifer who doesn't have the resume of some of these guys. I mean, that is like, for him to ascend the way that he has, and then to so seamlessly slide into this job like he's had it for 15 years and like he's been a lifer in Major League Baseball, has been one of the most deft transitions I've ever seen. And I've been covering baseball for upward of 25 years now.
Yeah.
Craig Counsell, when he was in Milwaukee, seemingly had a well-oiled machine working. And what he did with some of the Brewers' bullpens and the strategic moves that he made, and taking this team that's on a pretty skinflint payroll every year and helping shape it into a winner, he created that. But what Pat Murphy's done is take what Craig Counsell put in place and make it his own. And it is a really, really difficult thing to do. You have to have a forceful personality and extreme confidence in yourself and your abilities to walk into that room when Counsell's done things the way that he has for as many years as he did in Milwaukee, and say, I appreciate all of these things. I'm going to take the best parts of them, but I'm also going to make this clubhouse my own. And I think Pat Murphy has unequivocally done that, and it's been a wonderful thing to see, because other guys in that position might not be the forces of nature that Murph is, but you spend 5 minutes with the guy, and he's one of the most charming people that you're ever going to meet, and you can tell that he cares. And I think the players feel that care, and they want to run through brick walls for him.
Yeah, the only things I don't like about him are that fictional letter that he claimed was written by Bob Uecker, and the fact that he makes people introduce themselves when they are new to the press conferences. Like, he even did that to Jesse, which he didn't know what kind of can of worms he was opening there. Does he make you do that? I mean, you're Jeff Blanken Passen.
I haven't covered a Brewers game this postseason yet, so we will see.
So you're going to have to.
Well, get ready.
Who's this guy?
You know what? Sometimes in situations like that, like when in Rome, you know, I don't ever begrudge anyone for that. I appreciate the fact that in a time now where interpersonal communication is as poor as any of us have ever seen it, that somebody wants to rely on just sort of an old school way of doing things. And what he asks of others, I ask my sons to do when they meet people. So I don't think politeness and getting to know someone's name and address them by name is ever a bad thing.
Just tell him you're Schefter. All right, we want to play one last thing. So when you were on earlier this year, it was before the trade deadline, and Jesse, against all odds, has this clip ready for us. So here is Jeff Passen, with Jeff Passen on live and on Memorex, talking about where the Brewers were as the trade deadline approached on Wilde Tausch.
I think the Brewers are one big bat away from being a legitimate World Series contender. Like, I think that's what the ceiling of this team is. And I think they could probably use another relief arm, though, honestly, the way that McGill and Uribe have pitched this year, the way that Ashby has looked lately in particular, it's like, man, they keep adding, and they keep getting better.
So you may turn out to still very much be right, but later on in that clip, you also say, I don't know who that bat is. There might not be one that's worthwhile going after. Andrew Vaughn kind of ends up filling that role to some degree.
Yeah. What do you think the day Vaughn made his debut with the Brewers?
Right. So how do you kind of view that now? And look, they could lose this series. It could end by you going, boy, if they'd had one more big bat, maybe they do win the series and they are in the World Series, right?
Yeah, and I look at the Tigers and the Brewers actually in the same regard. Two teams that have excellent farm systems and did not dip into them at the trade deadline, because what is Matt Arnold always trying to do with this organization? It is ever more a balancing act between how much do we pour into the team that we have right now versus how much do we save going forward. And when you're an organization that runs $120, $125 million payroll in a $500 million payroll world, those are the really hard decisions that you do have to make. And if things go sideways in this series for the Brewers, there will always be that second guessing. And I get it. It's understandable. It's easy to do in the aftermath of disappointment, potentially. But I do think the Brewers, as currently constituted, are still good enough to beat the Dodgers. I think that happens. If you play this series out 100 times, it happens 45. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm always a talent person. I will always bet on talent. And I just think that the Dodgers have a little bit more than the Brewers right now. And maybe that changes in the future. You know, maybe Jesus Mate comes up and is the star that everybody I talk with who's seen him think he's going to be. And maybe it's Cooper Pratt, and maybe it's Luis Pena, and maybe it's all of them. The present, as good as it is for the Brewers, I think actually pales compared to the future. And I think this has the Brewers right now have the opportunity to put together the best 5-year run that we have seen from them in the franchise's history. And they just need to keep being good at what they do, which is drafting and signing internationally, developing players, and if they do dip into free agency, hitting on that. And I did a breakdown of the roster. It was really interesting to look at it. The Brewers' 26-man roster in the NLCS has one major league free agent, and that's Jose Quintana. They build things differently than just about every other team, and what they've built right now is made for a pretty fantastic 2025 season that, hopefully for the people of Milwaukee, won't be over in the next week.
He is ESPN's Jeff Passen. He is the absolute best, and I will tell you this, we never, ever, ever take you for granted, and we appreciate you always making time for us, even though you don't even like Jesse that much.
I was going to
Thanks,
say
Jeff.
Jesse does, but the rest of you guys, thank you. I appreciate that. And Jesse, go into a closet.
I'll text you next week.
See ya.
That is the great Jeff Passen. We are always smarter when we get to talk to him.
Why is Jesse now more happy about with Passen saying that we have our best 5 years ahead of us? He is sitting here freaking out, saying we don't have a chance tonight, and he's waving his towel because Passen says that we have a great 5-year run coming, and this is just we're way ahead of schedule. I heard him basically say we're way ahead of schedule, and we have a 5-year run where we're going to be better than we are right now.
This is dynasty opportunity here is what he's saying. If we win it this year, heck yeah, watch out.
Okay. Let's just get through this week. Let's just get through tonight with not having enough faith in your best pitcher. All right, more Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Why Z-Bart? Because you don't want rust holes in your expensive vehicle. Let Z-Bart keep the rust away with professional rust protection. Only at Z-Bart.
Most things feel good coming out of a victory. This week, 27-18 over the Cincinnati Bengals for the now 3-1-1 Green Bay Packers. But one negative, an injury for former first-round pick, defensive end Lucas Van Ness. After Van Ness sacked Bengals quarterback Joe Flacco on Sunday, he left the game and was carted off with an apparent foot injury. Head coach Matt LaFleur with sort of an update.
We definitely avoided something serious, but how long he'll be out, it remains to be seen.
Well, at least for now, Van Ness joins defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt on the shelf, who missed Sunday's game with a knee injury. Packers-Cardinals coming up Sunday. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Why Z-Bart? Because you have a manly truck that you do manly things with, and you don't want the truck bed getting all beat up. You want Rhino Liner by Z-Bart to keep your truck bed man-proof. So man up and ask for Rhino Liner by Z-Bart.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack. Another week in the books. October is here, and we are smoking hot again. 5-1 on Saturday in college football. UFC wins, soccer wins. Everybody is making money. If you're not winning, you are not signed up at FatJackSports.com. Basketball season is here, and we are ready to make money this week. Go to FatJackSports.com for less than $100 a week. Get all the plays through the Super Bowl, or save money with those longer packages and add hoops now. FatJackSports.com to win today.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For general contest rules, visit espnwisconsincontest.com.
Serious truck crash? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
I do think the Brewers, as currently constituted, are still good enough to beat the Dodgers. I think that happens. If you play this series out 100 times, it happens 45. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm always a talent person. I will always bet on talent, and I just think that the Dodgers have a little bit more than the Brewers right now.
That is Jeff Passen, who joined us moments ago. You'll be able to get the full entirety of that conversation if you missed it, and it is well worth your time. A little bit later on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Pretty much everywhere you want to get it except for Spotify, as we still work on getting that fixed. We'll get into, for those of you that are avid listeners of the program, I do want to get into this conversation about LaFleur and Hafley and the issues of not being able to close out games defensively of late, but we'll do that tomorrow because we're almost out of time. So sorry to those of you that were looking forward to that conversation. I will try to remember to bring it up to old boy.
What did you? I'll write it down. What is it? This is the only foolproof thing we have is the boogie board.
It's not foolproof, though, because if you bump the button, it all disappears.
Yeah, but I put the button up at the top. I see. Now I have the button at the top. I used to have it down like this. Get your fingers away from there. You almost bumped it just now.
What do you mean now you have the button at the top? You move the button?
Now it's clear. I had Nick Saban to the Browns, and I had Mark Murphy run the NFLPA, which, by the way, we still should have done.
I couldn't agree more.
So now what am I writing down?
LaFleur, Hafley, end of games defense.
Okay. Done.
Thank you for your service. Time now for
EOG. Can you guys remember what EOG is?
EOG.
End of game. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Time for Wonelli.
Here we go.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde Tausch.
So as mentioned, I am going to NLCS Game 2 tonight with my mom, who has never been to a Brewers playoff game before. And she's most concerned about the parking situation. When I went with Up North Joe, we went to a bar and shuttled in. Magoo's on the Mound.
Did you boo?
Great spot.
Did you boo at the bar?
We did not
boo in the bar.
We did not boo at the bar. No, I ran into Stacy Bruner. We Brunered at the bar.
Wow, that was a really good twist right there. Really good.
I'll tell you what, Jesse, you're having a heck of a day today.
Almost as good as the food at Magoo's. Their food is really good.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
We did a opening day there.
We did.
Years ago,
correct. Yes. Good memory. Nicely done.
And Homer was just there last week for his show, getting ready for one of the games last week.
He still has a show?
Yeah, and he's going to join us tomorrow, I believe, unless we book someone else in his place like we did a couple of weeks ago. Any advice for going to the NLCS game tonight with my mom? We're not going to go do the shuttle thing. I don't really trust her in that environment. I think we're going to drive into the parking lot the old-fashioned way.
I'm being told the Molitor lot is where you want to be.
Oh, is it?
If you're coming from Madison.
Well, no offense, Jason. I don't know if I'm going to take your advice on doing anything.
It's not me. It's from the YouTube comments from someone who goes to a lot of games from the Madison area. I think it might have been Jon Snow.
Any tips, Tausch, for going to the game with my mom tonight?
I always wonder, they do a great job with those little barricades. What would they do if you parked up on the ramp heading out of 94 West? Just like, you know how you see a lot of times park-in rides and then people park on the side of the road? That would be ideal because then you don't have all the crisscross traffic through the parking lot. I think you roll the dice tonight.
I feel like
go up,
that's
talk to the cops that are sitting there, and just say, "Hey, do you care if I park way up at the top of this ramp?" Because then you can
mom's got to walk
a
long way.
Well, it's not a bad walk; it's a nice walk, and you're not dealing with all that traffic.
Get her
steps in. See if the cops will let you do that. That would be my piece of advice.
How'd that work out for you, Jesse? Did you get what you were looking for there?
Do something that's probably illegal that gets you a parking ticket.
Yeah,
Sounds
but you
great.
ask the cops. Talk to the cops beforehand.
Whoa, Nelly!
What if different cops come through later?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, it's a dice roll. It is a dice roll. I get it.
You might want to consider the Molitor lot as was suggested in the YouTube comments.
Thanks, Jason.
What I don't understand, you have to scan in. They're not scanning for your parking anymore. So you have to scan in and then register your license plate on the app. Are they really, how do they know that? Because are they bringing tow trucks out and towing cars mid-game?
No,
or are they just billing you double? How does that all work?
Yeah, you get charged more if you are not paying for your parking, and it's that you get a little envelope. There's a bunch of cars. When I was there with my dad a few weeks ago, there's a bunch of cars. They get you like a gold envelope, and it looks like you're a lucky winner, but really you just got an extra fee that you got to pay if you get busted for not paying for your parking. Now, the thing I don't know about is, like, at what time in the game do you have to pay for the parking? Like, if I pay for it in the 8th inning, is that good? I would assume not.
Those are all good questions.
Sounds like a dice roll.
Those are all good questions.
Might as well just park on the exit ramp.
Whoa, Nelly! Or what if you did like in the old days with our mopeds? You just grab a piece of paper, put LAF, license applied for, slap it on there, and they don't know. Hey, I just got this car. We don't have the license plate yet. And how are they going to do it? Are they going to scan? Do there's like a code somewhere? You can go laugh. We'd always laugh at our laughs on our mopeds.
It pains me to say this, but that was really well done. Jesse, you got anything else?
I do.
Whoa, Nelly!
Everyone's rooting for the Seattle Mariners, as we just talked about with Jeff Passen, to reach the World Series, right? Even as Brewers fans, if the matchup would be better against Toronto because we swept them this year, like, everyone wants to see the Big Dumper and the Mariners in their first World Series ever. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Glad we're all on the same page. Just double checking.
I called it the Pilots World Series. I got nothing for. Okay, go ahead.
No, you do. I
thought it was good, but you want us to go back in history and give you more attaboys? Because we said that was good when you said
one's
it the
enough.
first.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.
Well,
Yep,
doesn't seem like it.
Whoa, Nelly!
Well, I said it. Nobody said anything. Oh, what the heck?
Because you never do that, by the way.
I don't like doing it. I've learned from watching you. This is an osmosis thing that I don't want.
Osmosis. Talent outs.
I got an osmosis problem from you that I don't want.
Yep.
Denny Tauscher and Jeff Passen both believe in talent outs. Jesse, what's your point so we can go, please?
I was watching the Mariners-Blue Jays game yesterday, and the Blue Jays aren't unlikable. It's just that the Mariners are very likable. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to play the Yankees if we got to the World Series, because they're very unlikable. And the Mariners, more people might root for the Mariners if they play the Brewers in the World Series.
Jesse, the Mariners will become unlikable if and when we
to us, not to everyone else.
You don't know that. It's all because they got the dude with the funky nickname. That's it. If they didn't have Big Dumper, nobody would know anything about. Nobody would know anything about the Mariners if it wasn't for Big Dumper.
I don't think that's true.
You know it's true.
J-Rod.
The guy hit 60 home runs.
Yeah, he's the Big Dumper.
It's not just his nickname. I mean, he did. Like, if he was the Big Dumper and he hit 23 home runs.
What's his real name?
What's
his real name?
Cal Raleigh.
Jesse.
Sorry, I thought you were asking legitimately.
Jesse, Jason didn't know his real name.
I did.
Yeah,
I have watched their games. I did.
Yeah, he did.
And they've got Randy Arozarena batting lead
Randy.
He bats second after. No, I have actually watched a bunch of their games, so I did know
Jason
that
would watch a bunch of Mariners games.
I would. Very fair and true. That's it for Wonelli.
J-Rod.
Big Dumper.
It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with a refreshing offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. My new friend Chris from Oostburg is one of their skilled installers who demos your existing bath or shower, removes it, and disposes it before installing your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
No matter what we were doing, the Brewer game was always on. Kind of the background of my childhood. I wore number 17.
Oh, you did? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was my number.
Yep. This is my friend Jim Gantner. Jim was always my favorite player. We did Jim's roof up in Eden.
Right. The great job he does on homes. Most important is honesty, integrity, and doing a great job.
See how Big Fish Contracting is renovating homes and redeeming an industry at bigfishcontracting.com.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp therapists have helped more than 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. Moments in therapy, like the right question or a safe space to cry or a small win, can really change lives. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take that step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Goldsmiths are essential to running a jewelry store, but they're extremely hard to find.
Goldsmiths can repair jewelry, set diamonds, resize rings, and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of custom jewelry.
Most jewelry stores do not have an in-house goldsmith.
But Kessler's has 18 wonderful goldsmiths working in our 9 Kessler stores.
The average Kessler's goldsmith has more than 15 years of full-time experience.
And that's not counting all the apprentice goldsmiths and jewelry designers.
Our goldsmiths repair a lot of jewelry that we did not sell.
Bring us your broken jewelry and we'll bring it back to life.
When you see a woman with an extremely attractive, very distinctive engagement ring,
you can safely assume that it's a custom-designed, one-of-a-kind ring made by the goldsmiths at Kessler's.
When your relationship is special, you need a special engagement ring.
If you want something that's breathtakingly one of a kind,
come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
I apologize if you came here for Packers news today. We did not deliver much of it. You probably already know this. Lucas Van Ness did avoid a catastrophic foot injury, but his status for Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals is unclear. Might be a little plantar fasciitis. I don't know. You had some foot issues during your day. Some things you can play through, sometimes you can't. I'm assuming it's not a Jones fracture, since Matt LaFleur said no, there were no breaks in his foot. Also,
just hope it's not turf toe. I know that's
some of us can come back quicker than others. Yeah. Javon Bullard is not in the concussion protocol. He is fine. He passed all of his tests, so that's good news as well. We'll get into the Packers a lot more tomorrow when we have Brian Bulaga.
What did you think of my thought? What did you think of my deal with scoregami in the NFL? And after last night's 8-6-2 unassisted double play, DP-agami. Has this double play ever been done? I like it. I don't know what kind of response I'll get.
I learned something on Sunday during our Green Bay game day, that for as much as Alex Strofe acts like he doesn't love Jesse Nelson, the two of them are both scoregami addicts.
Oh, those two are so much more similar than Strofe ever wants to admit.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, 100%. Strofe tries to act a lot cooler. He's just as nerdy as Jesse.
He is a proud graduate of the Nelson School of Producing.
Perfect place to end it. We'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks to Jeff Passen. And
Come
thanks
on,
to you
Freddie.
for coming.
Let's go, Freddie.
Go, Freddie.
Need you tonight.
Jesse's doubting you to motivate
Game
you,
of your
just like he
life.
did with Pat Murphy. We got to go. Rich Eisen is next. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
At Great Midwest Bank, we've been serving Southeast Wisconsin homeowners for 90 years. Wait, 2025 minus 1935, 90 years. Wow. In our 90 years as a community bank, we've learned a lot about the values of the people who live and work here and appreciate the loyal customers that have made Great Midwest Bank who we are today. Find a location at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
The 24th annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 28th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Baird Center. Green Bay Packers all-time leading receiver and Super Bowl champion Donald Driver will be the featured guest and keynote speaker. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp's STEAM-based education program to thousands of K-3 through 5th grade students and educators across Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
Homer here. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching the game from your backyard, every fan knows great moments deserve great vibes. Swing into Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan. Just across the Wisconsin border, they offer a full line of high-quality, clean-grain, certified CBD products designed to help you relax, recover, and recharge no matter the season. Higher Love is organically grown, locally owned, and proudly one of the best in the Midwest. Visit them in Menominee or explore the full CBD lineup at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9.